We are. Oh, I'm. We are. I am. We are Australian. God, what a. Isn't that the national anthem? The Australian national anthem. What a thing. Anyway. An evening of Genshin Impact, ladies and gentlemen. An evening of goddamn Genshin Impact. We got a few things to do. Might end it at some point with a bit of Elysian Realm at some point, or maybe some Overwatch, but we got some Genshin things to do. Maybe even buy the Battle Pass if you're feeling lucky or feeling good. But we got also Spiral Abyss and whatnot, so... Hey, what's up, Hirsch of Yada? Golden Yada, congratulations on the Golden V. I believe that's what you're referencing. I thought you had it yesterday as well. Well, welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me on this lovely, lovely evening. As I'm just chilling for now. Trying to find my semblance of this, of a few things before I get into some Genshin. But yes, welcome. How are you? How's the day going? Oh, I turned that off. Okay.
Appearance in the Elysian Realm, aside from Bill B.
Oh, thank you so much. Just one moment here. Notification. Thank you so much. 3 months. Welcome. Thank you for becoming a member and being a member for 3 months. Okay, please stop showing that. Yeah, thank you so much, Hoshogata, for being a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the support. Oh my god, there's so much drama happening in the Twitch world. Jesus Christ, there's so much drama happening in that goddamn streaming space. It's absolutely cringe. Hey, what's up, Neko? Welcome to stream, man. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a great day. How are you? I didn't realize I got Gold V yesterday. I think you did. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but I think it was there. Nilou, was it going to be a Hydra Catalyst on beta? I don't think so. She had a sword on beta. But welcome to the stream, Bernardo. Welcome. Hope you're having a great evening as well. But yeah, she had a sword on beta still. Oh god, what is that? Alright. Let's get into the Genshin Impact because we've got a few things to have a look at. Obviously, Nilou, the new character. Here she is. Look at her. Look at her and her gloriousness. And by gloriousness, I mean she just looks great. As I find a place to put my cup. I guess he will do. We're going to be building this woman a bit better, as well as our Dendro characters, because they're quite weak right now, but I can still do some pretty decent damage. I've been sick for a few days now. Ooh, hope you get better. I hope it's not a big sickness or a bad sickness, but I hope you do get better. Hopefully the sickness goes away very, very imminently. But that's unfortunate here, but hope you get better, man. Anyway. We've got this weapon to build and acquire. We can farm for the rest of this stuff here, and we need to get these other materials here. This stuff does require to do a quest or so I'm not going to be too fussed with farming these materials over here. We're going to leave those for another time. We're just going to go spend our resin. No, we got a... Well, I got fragile resin. I can use fragile resin on the bosses. You missed some AG review yesterday, Neko. The AG review, the whole clip, or the whole kind of like however long it was, that whole thing will be up by tonight or tomorrow, kind of throughout the day. I need to clip it up and kind of make it a bit more cohesive, per se. But that'll be up by either tonight or tomorrow. So if you did miss it, you can just wait for that, or you can find it in the VOD itself. It is at the very, very end. It was quite interesting, you know. Ether Gazer sounds enticing. Like I said yesterday, I think I'll give it a shot, but we'll have to see how it goes from there on. Again, sounds great on paper. We're gonna farm out my Nilou weapon materials, and then we're gonna do a few other things, maybe. Maybe. Nilou is overpowered, ladies and gentlemen. She is. On God. just the ability to deal massive damage without really trying is kind of like a good thing. Don't really have to try to deal damage with her. And then with this enemy, doesn't make it easier. Oh. Now, don't look at my Cole's damage as example of Nilou damage. Don't do that. My Cole is like the worst character on this team. And that's not a good example. Traveler damage, though. Here it comes. Just a 20k? Cole does 3k, but Traveler just does a 20k shitly build? Oh my god. I'm gonna go reroll on Nilou's banner. If I don't get it, it's y'all's fault. Dude, Bernardo, I'm taking absolutely zero blame. It's actually all your fault, but fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I'll hit you with a fair enough for that one. I'll absolutely hit you with a fair enough on that one. Let's continue farming. Got O2. Cool. Congrats. I think she's got to have a place in a certain thing. I've seen on Twitter, and I made a few tweets about it and replied to a few tweets or Twitter comments saying like, because she launched, Nilou launched, and they're like, I swear the Genshin community can't be happy with anything. On God, when it comes to just kind of like design choices, not necessarily like anything actually that matters. But Nilou right now doesn't really work unless you run this comp that I'm running right now, or anyone with the same elemental type, right? She just doesn't work if you're not running these elements. And I just find it odd that that is being portrayed as a problem when it, for the most part, is a pro. It means that the character will have her own meta apart from the current meta, right? But I find it very weird that the Genshin community is portraying this as like a, maybe not I shouldn't say community, but a specific percentage of Genshin players are kind of portraying it as, oh, this character needs to be changed to suit my needs. When the character works just fine, she's very strong in her own regards. She just needs a specific build to work. I just find it very odd. Because essentially what this is promoting is this character will work with this type of setup, and the more characters that are added to this elemental kind of type and combination, the better the setup will be. And so as time goes on, she will become more universal and more versatile, but right now she has her own meta. And it's like, you know, it's a very, very funny thing to really analyze. If you know kind of the Genshin meta, if you know what the Genshin meta is, it's very interesting to analyze this because the people that will say that she needs more versatility are the same players who will then go ahead and use Bennett, Mona, Kazuha in all of their team comps. They'll just slap Bennett, Mona, Kazuha with like any main DPS at the front and talk about versatility, which is very ridiculous to me in my opinion. Very, very ridiculous. It's an absolute, it's one of these things that you would call the absolute state of the Genshin Impact community. Talking about versatility with the most universal team in the world, and essentially every character works with them. It's like, okay, yeah, that is technically versatility, but you are arguing a bit of a weird point. And it's a very interesting thing to just look at Genshin Twitter specifically when a character is not like, you know, it's not nothing about color here. No color talk, no controversial talk. It's just them trying to talk about meta. And they're all just really wrong. It's very interesting to find out how wrong a certain community can be about certain things. Because I'm loving Nilou right now. I've heard some people say she's really weak. She's not. She can deal a lot of damage. But I've heard people say she's weak and whatnot. And it's just the worst takes about a character. It's very interesting. I don't know. I like looking at these people and just identifying them as idiots. You know what I mean? It's very interesting to me. I feel like I've said that. It's Genshin by Twitter as what could go. After 50k years up to this day, you never know where it will go. True. You have a point. But it's like, it's you know, I thought the line would be drawn when it comes to like, you know, I thought we were past the point of complaining about a character like this. Because we already skipped to race and ethnicity. We already skipped to that thing. They already skipped to it. They went to that whole fucking the spiel. And I was like, okay, so we're past talking about the characters and them like in this regards here. But no, it's still weird It's just it's very weird. It's an odd situation. I don't really understand it. And yeah, I commented about those things, and I was like, okay, this is very interesting, you know, because some people have some hot takes, and yeah, that's been my thought process for the past few days, ever since Nilou's launch, is the Genshin Impact community is a fucking idiot. How can you just sit here and say that when in the end it don't even fucking matter, done it now. There's no end game, so it doesn't even fucking matter if the character's weak or strong. So I'm happy about it. I don't need to try hard building her, just slap HP. Yeah, for the most part, 100%. All you do need is for her, like, just full HP, artifacts, and boom, there you go, right? She's not even a difficult character build. She's very easy to actually use, because all you do need to do is just cause bloom reactions, and it doesn't really matter who causes them. So overall, she's a really easy character, and a very strong character. But people are like, oh, she's not versatile enough. I want her to be... Because I feel like people want to use her with every character. I don't get that. Like, why do you want every character to work with every other character? Like, why do you want that? What value does that add to the character? That they are versatile with every single thing. It's like, that doesn't... To me personally, that doesn't do anything for me. If a character is usable with every other character, cool. I'm not going to use them with all the characters. I'm going to use them with these specific ones because that's her strongest build. It's like, just because I have the option doesn't mean I'm going to use it. Obviously, having the option is great. But it's like, sometimes, when you have so many options already, maybe don't give me all the options, because it doesn't actually matter in the end. I'm usually a person who advocates for options. But in this case, it doesn't really matter. Because the game already has so many options. You can run Hu Tiao with anything and you'll win. You can run Zhongli with anything. You can run Ayato with anything. You can run all these other characters with anything. And so the moment that a character was made where you can only run them with one specific type of character, now it's apparently a problem. It's very interesting. Because people didn't really complain about it with Arataki Ito. It's very evident with him. You can't really run Arataki without Goro. You can't. It's impossible. Like, to actually be good at the game with Arataki, you kind of do need Goro. And then exponentially, it's even better with Zhongli, and exponentially better with Albedo. So it's almost like it's saying you do need these 4 characters, or like even Geo Traveler or any other Geo character that provides any good buffs. The game is technically saying to run Arataki well, you do need these other 3 Geo characters. But no one, pardon me, at the time of his release, people weren't really, Arataki's not really new player friendly, blah, blah, blah. People were just like, yeah, cool, you need Goro. Okay, get Goro. Simple enough. But now people are like, oh, I need to run Nilou with Barbara? Yeah, run her with Barbara. Yeah, Barbara can be a healer, dude. It works. It's absolutely fine. Also, my Nilou is sitting at a solid 65,000 HP right now. 65,000 max HP. It's absolutely crazy, and her level weapon isn't even level 90 yet, so we're probably going to get to 70,000 very easily. Back to condense some resin though. The Genshin community, it boggles the mind. I find this a bit more of an interesting topic to focus on instead of the whole like race stuff, because it's a bit more you can argue it a bit easier. But I find when they talk about power, it's easier to tell when someone's just a bit more in the incorrect. No one's like call them wrong per se, because no one's ever really wrong. But it's seeing that someone is a bit more incorrect when they try to argue, but then you provide a different point and they don't rebuttal correctly or whatever. Regardless, though, that is what has been on my mind recently, is the Nilou conversation that people seem to be having and thinking, because immediately, right, because obviously now people are instantly saying the versatility is a problem, but weirdly enough, in the very next patch, 3.2, which is the one that Kusanali is launching, Nahida, like, Nahida is a best-in-slot character for Nilou. That's a thing. They work extremely well together, and I'll quickly explain it why, for though this is not too much of a spoiler on Nahida's kit. Nahida has essentially almost permanent Dendra replication through her kit. Nilou has permanent Hydra replication through her kit. And so if you think about it, them both together, permanent bloom reactions, or constant permanent bloom reactions, very strong. So already, one patch later, one character who synergizes extremely well with this other character who just launched with patch prior is already being released. And people don't seem to think that's a good thing or something. I don't know. People aren't really talking about it. It's very odd. They just kind of sit there like, oh yeah, but I still wanted to be good with my Hu Tao. It's like, well, you can't have everything in life, can you? Right? If I go down to the shops and I miss out on a 50% off sale on a steak, tough luck, right? It is what it is. Sometimes you can't have everything in life. Fucking hell. Genshin community always rustles my jimmies, man. They always rustle the jimmies. I'm so anger. I am very anger. Because there are much bigger problems to focus on, because I've recently, and by recently I mean literally, like maybe 2 hours ago, I was thinking of a way to add the training dummy, or like the kind of training arena per se, whatever you want to call it, an area where you can summon enemies and specify their HP and specify their level, and to kind of test your own damage. And if anyone here has played Warframe, you'll know exactly what I mean, but I think Warframe has one of the best, if not the best, training arenas or training areas in all of gaming. When you go to the training arena for Warframe, you can literally pick any monster in the game, any enemy in the game. You can spawn any enemy in the game right there in front of you. You can then also dictate their HP, dictate their level, which is also indicative of their HP. So you can't get an exact HP kind of determination, but you can get a close enough thing with their level. You can set them like, I think 100 or 200, I believe, something around that. And so, okay, you have the infinite creativity. Now Maho needs to implement that, where, let's say you come into your teapot and you make a specific thing, like a specific like furnishing. You have to place the furnishing down, and then you can interact with something. And you can dictate, okay, I want to spawn normal Hilichurls. Okay, the Hilichurls, okay, what level do you want them to be? Okay, 100, okay, level 100 Hilichurls. And it tells you, at level 100, the Hilichurls have 100,000 HP. Okay, cool, so now when I hit the Hilichurl and I deal 20,000 damage, okay, cool, okay, that's how much it does, and this and that. Having that's just such a simple thing. It's like a 7-step procedure to instantly add like a training area where players can test their damage. Which is like such a good thing to add to the game. I don't know why it hasn't been added to the game already, but they really do need to add it. And I know people would say, oh, but there's no end game, you don't need to test your damage. I just want to see my damage. I just want to see my damage, right? I just want to see what I do in a bit more of an open area. Like, let me also see percentages. I think Maho should also try to make it a bit easier to track your buffs and debuffs and your cooldowns. UI movement, you know, let me move my UI around, dude. Let me make some things better. Like I think I was thinking is like the settings in this game also are so shit. Trying to change settings and trying to like actually customize your own way of playing is so difficult in Genshin Impact. It's so difficult because I can't customize my keybinds. For those who don't know, you can't customize your keybinds in Genshin. Instead of teleport here and there to find enemies, I'd rather stay in a training area. Exactly. It's convenient and easy to use and a lot more helpful because you can constantly be respawning them. But yes, back to the point. For those who don't know, you can't rebind your keys in Genshin Impact. I've tried this multiple times. I haven't tried it recently, I guess. I don't know if they've changed anything. But if you go to keybinds, there is one key in this game that nobody likes pressing, and it's the elemental sight button, right? It's the elemental vision or elemental sight, whatever you want to call it. Now, if I try to find it here, wherever the hell it is, elementals, is it, where the fuck is it? Is it not even here anymore? Switch party, pick up, interact, drop while climbing, switch elemental burst. Where is the elemental vision? Am I just not? Here, right? You want to change this. Cannot change input method for this function. Why? Why can't you change the input for middle mouse button? Nobody likes pressing the middle mouse button. It's very interesting. They don't let you do anything. And furthermore, you can't really customize anything in Genshin with in terms of UI. You can't make damage numbers more clear. You can't make them bigger, smaller, larger, whatever, more concise. You can't do anything with the damage numbers. So you have no customers. Everyone plays the same. It's almost like, I'm going to use an analogy here that might prove very controversial. It's almost like the Chinese want to control everything. Interesting. No? I don't really believe that, but it's very interesting that This game has no customization in any way ever in terms of how you play the game. Because right now I would rebind so many of my keys. Like Elemental Sight would be on like B or something, or like Control. I don't know, maybe Z even. I would rebind it instantly without a sort of hesitation. And I want more stuff to be in the settings. But one thing in particular was, let me enable a setting that shows how much HP the enemies have. So if this enemy in front of me, okay, if we spawn these enemies here, you see the HP bar, but you don't see how much HP they have, right? I want to enable a setting that lets me see how much HP they have. Like, give me the number. Okay, do they have 100,000? Okay, they do. Okay, tell me that, right? And then also another setting that lets me enable how, like, to show the percentage of HP they have, just if I want to work off of percentages instead. These settings are such standards in this type of game, in this action combat type of game, especially as well open world in my opinion at least. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows? But I think they're so standard, they definitely need to be here. They improve the overall experience. Nice, good damage. And they're overall better things to have. So that's another setting I want, because it's just more information. I guess everything I'm kind of saying right now is just to move towards a more information kind of, more information-based era of Genshin and gaming. I like information in video game. I think information is amazing. Information is really, really good. When people don't know what they're doing, they usually end up being clueless, and they usually end up quitting. Now, there's a few exceptions to this rule. From Software Games, which is the Dark Souls series, these games give you no information and anywhere ever in ever, right? They don't tell you anything. That's why the game was very niche until recently. But generally speaking, more information is always better. And so, when a game doesn't give you information, it's very fucking shit. I'm so mad about it. It's a very frustrating topic for me. Just to not have settings. I'm so sorry, I got so heated just then. But, when it's such a simple addition, I feel like that's a big thing that needs to be also taken into consideration, is that there are so many simple changes that Genshin can make when fixing itself. Simple changes. Very simple, that the players would be very pleased with. It's not a complex thing like adding a completely new, like, mechanical, you know, anything, right? It's just, you don't have to add anything fancy, you don't have to do anything, but just a simple change here and there. Let me, like, change my keybinds, let me change my UI, let me change how things look, feel, let me change things here and there. That can really make it feel a lot better. It just gave me information about, what do you mean? What do you mean, Blue Metal? Information about what? Like, what I want information about? Anything. Give me information. The game, for example, okay, I guess I'll give an example. And I used this example just earlier, but maybe you weren't here. Genshin doesn't give you information about enemies in any way. You don't know enemy resistances. You don't have a way to find that out in any way, shape, or form. You can't find out what they're resistant to. You can't find out what their total HP is. And the way that people do this is by approximation of how much damage you deal and whatnot, or going into the data files, right? You shouldn't have to do that when you're playing a video game. You shouldn't have to enter the data files to find out something. You shouldn't have to go through a 6-week theory crafting process to find something out. So essentially, more information. Let me see how much HP the enemies have. Let me see what percentage of HP they have, because in the grand scheme of things, that does not actually matter, because regardless of how much HP they have, I'm still going to kill them. So just give me the HP number, so I can maybe then just have a bit of satisfaction by looking at how much I'm doing in terms of a raw number minus another number, or a raw percentage minus a certain percentage. Just more information. That's just called info. Simple as that. The game itself could do a better job at just providing info, you know. For example, another one is when you're farming materials, when you go into this menu and you go enemies and you go track, it doesn't track every enemy on the map. Why is that? And it only tracks about 5 to 6, maybe 8 different camps of that specific enemy, and then you don't get any more markers. So you then have to go to third-party websites, and even though they are made by MiHoYo, I'm still going to classify them as third-party websites. You have to go to these websites to get this information. Why? Why must we do that? Why can't the game just give it to us, right? This is, and Genshin Impact, I will say, is an exception to this whole mobile-only kind of gacha game rule. The game launched on both mobile and PC at the same time, so it has to cater for both of them. So if mobile can't handle this, I do apologize, but that's a bit of tough luck, right? The game, or just the two things should be completely different. One should have the stuff to cater for it, and the other one just should have to be the tough luck situation where it just doesn't get this kind of situation. And that sounds a bit rude, but in the grand scheme of things, you're trying to make a better game, not cater to a specific audience. So just provide the information, right? To me, that's a very simple procedure. And these things that I'm now saying with providing information are very, very simple things. This isn't in-depth coding. This isn't, critical analysis of how a system reacts or whatnot. This is nothing too difficult that you can't do in like half a week of work. Maybe. I don't even fucking know how it is, but I guarantee it's no more than a week's worth of work, or probably not even more than 2 days worth of work to just add a percentage tracker as well as a raw number tracker. Because essentially for the raw number tracker is that you have to create text equals how much HP, percentage is that this of HP number total, boom, coding done, make it visible, done, right? So it's nothing hard. It's just that MiHoYo doesn't like providing information, which is odd. It's crazy. So that's what I mean by providing information, is just letting the player know without them having to outsource their knowledge. There's no reason to have to outsource knowledge in a game, especially when it's a simple procedure to give the knowledge. I play on phone. The only problem I have is broken texture. They don't even care to fix it. Broken texture. I guess, yeah, okay. I think, but even on PC there are broken textures, to be quite frank with you. Maybe not to the same severity, but even PC has the same broken textures in certain areas. Like, I found a little crevice in Sumeru that has just like, it's essentially like a, you can get underneath the map if you really tried. I didn't really go into there because I didn't want to glitch my game out in any way or whatever. But like, it's nothing. It's, yeah, the game being broken visually is not too far on a concept. But I guess that is that's another thing they can fix is being active. I guess I also in a way, I've said this many times before. I want a game company to be more active. Acknowledge certain things. If your game is live service means constantly getting updates, getting update after update on the same servers. That's what I mean. That is what live service is you have one server, and this server is constantly expanding patch by patch, expansion by expansion into this live service kind of constant updating system. When you have those types of games, you need to be communicative with your game, your community. Communicative? Sure. You need to communicate with your community. And you also need to constantly be doing things. And when certain things don't get patched out quick enough, it does leave a bad impression in people's mouth. How many times do people need to complain about this, but MiHoYo never listen? It's reached at the point where I just don't care anymore. They did this all to their game anyways. Well, that's the thing. You know, they never do it, and people still blindly follow. That's why I think now with that interview, things are going to change, because I saw Tectone's recent video where he's like, he's not buying anything in the game anymore. I don't know if you guys saw that as well. But Tectone, as we all know, who's the quote-unquote, I'm not sure if he's the biggest anymore, but he's still a Genshin content creator to a degree. He's just not buying characters anymore. He's not putting money into the game anymore. He's not rolling anymore. Which I respect him for doing that, absolutely. And now essentially, he's saying because of them not putting endgame anymore, he's essentially saying, hey, if you're not going to put endgame in the game, I'm not going to fund your game. Right? And this is the change that we need to see. I think people didn't do this for a long time because they were like, I'm still getting characters and there's still potential. But now that things have been said and done, people have realized, okay, well, if I'm not going to get anything that I want out of this game, why the hell am I even going to pay for it? And so I think now a lot of people aren't going to be putting as much money into the game, or at least and in the West, I'm not, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, the Chinese are probably still gonna put millions of dollars into the game because they don't fucking care about money. So they're gonna continue to do it. But I think in the West, a lot of people are gonna probably stop putting a lot of money into the game because they already see that it's going essentially in the bin. Because again, it comes back to this thing of like with the amount of money that MiHoYo makes versus the amount of effort they put into making their game ever and more better, it doesn't feel like an equal balance, right? Like, MiHoYo makes so much money, but the amount of stuff that we get back doesn't feel equal to the amount of money we give them. And I say we because every dollar or any penny that anyone gives is valued. And that's the reason that I think now that it's confirmed that nothing's being added to the game in the future, and by nothing, I am pretty much saying that they won't add an end game, they won't add fun systems, they're not going to fix anything, nothing's going to be made better. That's pretty much confirmed. With that being known, it's like, yeah, why the fuck are we supporting them? Like, why are we giving them billions of dollars, but they're just going to sit here pretty much drawing pictures and putting those pictures into a 3D world, and that's it? I understand that still takes effort, but there's a certain line, right? You can't, like, if you draw a picture of a desert, I'm not going to pay you $1 billion for it. It's not the Mona Lisa, right? Even then, the Mona Lisa is not probably, I don't even think it's worth $1 billion, right? I think Mona Lisa is like a few million. I don't fucking know. I'm not an art critic, but the point still stands. It's just the absolute state. It comes back to this. It's in summary the absolute state of Genshin Impact. It's this state of just miscommunication, misuse of money and kind of resources, and just the community also not being all that great. It's just a fucking shit show. It just feels like an absolute shit show for a game that had so much potential, right? Genshin had so much potential in the start, but then it's just like nothing happens, and nothing happens, and nothing happens. It's very odd. It's very odd how this happens, because I feel like most dev companies, even if you look at the scummy dev companies, something like EA or Activision Blizzard, if you want, they'd still do something with the money that they made. At least I believe so, right? They'd still try to do something with the money they made, but like, it just doesn't feel like anything's being done with the money that MiHoYo is making. It feels like 1% of the overall money that they make is being put back into the game, and it's like, well, okay, that doesn't feel like a fair amount of return on investment for the Genshin community. So what the fuck do we gain out of this? It's just, again, it comes back to just being a very odd thing to understand. I'm not sure what they're trying to achieve. It's very, very confusing. But like, when hasn't Genshin been confusing, for example, you know? The invisible is black. Oh, okay. I never understand why just by one interview article can make people change their mind so much. Don't get me wrong. If anything, I can see Genshin is now moving to the right way after Sumer update. I'm ignorant, sure, but I'm never going to let that article ruin my fun. Well, it's never... No one's fun is being ruined, but people's excitement is. People's will is. That's what that. If you want a direct example, watch Mtash read the article, but you see a person go through a change of perspective. And here's the thing: it also depends on what you want from a game. If you're just here for fun, by all means, the game is always going to be fun for you, then, right? But there are people here who wanted a video game that has something to do in it. And fun isn't necessarily something to do, because fun eventually runs out. Once you've played something enough times, once you've seen something enough times, fun goes away. It's a simple explanation. It's a simple thing. Once I've seen the same model 12 times, I don't give a shit anymore, right? All the tall men, all the medium-sized men, medium-sized females, all of the models in the game are all identical. I don't give a shit about how a character looks anymore. I give a shit about their aesthetic. Make one of them a fat tub of lard, and then I might roll and be interested. But they all look identical. Right, so when something is so similar, people just get bored of it. And when the Genshin hasn't changed for the past decade or two that it's fucking been out, it feels like at least a decade or two, people get bored. But the thing is, because MiHoYo prior to the interview never exclaimed that they were not doing anything to the game. They never stated it. People were always on that copium. People were always huffing and puffing. The copium, right? But now that it's been clearly pretty much stated no endgame is arriving, people are like, well, okay, now it's confirmed. Why am I still here? What do I care for? Nothing? Okay, I guess I'm out. See you later. That's the reason that a lot more people are dissatisfied. Not because they're not going to have fun with the game. It's just that it's what they desired from the game had been teased. What they wanted from MiHoYo in Genshin had been teased and kind of hinted at with a lot of these events that were being added. They were being teased constantly. But then after 2 years of money spending from these players, they then get confirmed 2 years later. You can't do that 2 years into your game's lifespan. You can't after 2 years say, oh, by the way, there's no end game. So all the money that you spent in the game up till this point doesn't mean anything because you're devaluing it. You are in a sense devaluing it. Not necessarily devaluing it because they still have it and other people don't have it, but in a way you are devaluing someone's money. Don't do that. Don't make a game and not acknowledge that there's not going to be an end game 2 years into its lifespan. It's a very bad move. As we see with how how the community is replying and responding to MiHoYo's interview. People hate it. And now MiHoYo, specifically Genshin Impact MiHoYo, is being bullied for anxiety-inducing endgame, which, by the way, if you experience anxiety in Spiral Abyss, stop. You're lying. You're not. You're not. You just want free gems without putting in any effort. You're lying. Absolutely lying. That game mode does not induce anxiety because it's piss easy. You don't really have to think. And we'll be doing a bit later tonight where I just kind of can breathe on the enemies and they'll die.
So, you collect these?
Fair enough, I can see where you're going, but why people just pretend Genshin always get the bad end of the stick when Hoyo other games are basically the same? That is pretty much wrong, because Honkai Impact isn't the same. And simply put, when they implemented an event which was called Threshold Breach, that was later implemented as a completely different endgame game mode. You know, people asked for an endgame, the community labeled it as fun and enjoyable. It was later then added as a completely separate endgame game mode. The game is constantly evolving in terms of its in-game, or at least from my experience, the game is constantly being updated in terms of its settings and its in-game stuff. A lot of the stuff that you do for the game as a whole is done through the actual game itself instead of external websites. You know, you don't have to go to a third-party website to do much in Honkai. From my understanding, you enter all of these prize giveaways and enter a lot of these things that even even Genshin does, all through the game. So in terms of, if you're talking quality of life development, I've heard that it wasn't that great at the start, but it got better, as games should be getting better. So the point that they are all the same doesn't make much sense. Oh my god, I need a completely different team, holy shit. Yeah. You can just look at the trend, and you know what, in the end, it's always going to come back to the thing of, oh, Genshin's only in its 2 years, right? That's going to be the classic argument that 99% of people still use for it. Oh, Genshin's still in its first 2 years of gameplay, you know, they still got time. No, because guess what? There's a certain way to look at video games, and it's history. Look at history. If a game that launches in 2016 has more things than a game that launches in 2020, that's just bad. That's just bad mentality for a game dev team, right? Because the game that launches in 2020 has the knowledge of what is expected in a video game because of the game that was launched in 2016 and is running up till 2020. They have that predetermined knowledge of what they should be expecting to put in this type of game, right? And Honkai and Genshin are intrinsically the same style of game. Gacha, action combat. One is open world, the other isn't. The open world, though, is a subcategory of how you play your game, but baseline, they are both gacha action combat. And for them to be so fundamentally different in terms of progression... Oh, Jesus Christ, Scorpion, go away. In terms of, sorry, not progression, in terms of quality of life and how Genshin is severely lacking, even though it has the knowledge of what Honkai has, is the clear reason as to why I'm at least frustrated by this. I know a lot of people in Genshin haven't actually played Honkai because a lot of them just started with Genshin because it's the more popular one. But that is how gaming... if I see a game that launches in 2022 right now, which is the year we are in, and it has systems from 2012 or 2000, or sorry, it doesn't have systems that were established in 2012 and in all these previous years. If it doesn't have systems that are so fundamental to gaming, that's a critique. That's a shit game. You don't, like, you're a shooter game, or you're a game that has a lot of gear switching, but you don't have a loadout system in the year 2023. Well, you're just behind. You are literally behind in progress. You have gone back in time for some reason. Why? Why have you done that? What is wrong with you? Like, right? That's a core part of gear switching games, is having a loadout system so you can go back between gear sets very quickly. But Genshin, a game where you switch gear quite frequently because you might want character to do different things, doesn't have loadouts. The game is behind. This Genshin doesn't have 120 FPS, for fuck's sake. That's a clear indicator of you just being behind. We're in 2023. 120 FPS on PC is not a thing. It's not. Why? 120 FPS has been a thing for many years now, as like a standard. We're moving into a world where 200 FPS is now becoming a standard on PC. So at least for this type of game, for a fantasy game, fantasy anime even, let's go even deeper. So like 60 FPS cap was a thing in like 2010, 2005, right? So it doesn't really make sense for Genshin to be this far behind. I forgot the main point that I was arguing, but still stands. Even then, you can see Honkai early 2 years make the development from first day to the 2-year difference. I'm sure you can. I can't comment on that, and I won't comment on that because I don't know it. But I can, just from what I've been told about events and how things have progressed, that's what I'll believe for now. But as for my own take on it, I have none. But Genshin can just do a lot better right now, and that's why people are mad. But it comes back to the original point of, if you still enjoy the game, if you enjoy it right now, power to you. I still enjoy the game right now, even knowing what we know. I still very much enjoy the game, and I will probably continue to play for it. But I won't stop critiquing the company because they have a lot more potential, they have a lot more money, and guess what? Money is a resource. Spend it to make things better. It's a simple procedure, right? When you don't spend it, it looks worse than spending it. Because if I hear MiHoYo spends $1 billion to attempt to make the game better, but fails, that sounds a lot better than MiHoYo spends $1 and makes the game nothing more. Which one sounds better? I'd rather them spend $1 billion with the risk of making something better than them spending $1 on, like, adding a particle effect. It's like, I don't give a shit about that particle effect. I just don't care. But then again, Honkai was made before Honkai, so MiHoYo shouldn't have to relearn how to make a good game. Honkai was made before Honkai, so MiHoYo shouldn't have to relearn how to make a good game. Sorry? What do you mean Honkai was made before Honkai? I have no idea what the fuck that means. Honkai was made before Genshin, I think. Ah, Genshin. Honkai was made before Genshin, so MiHoYo shouldn't have to relearn. Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't have to relearn the steps. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, no, man, absolutely. No, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Absolutely fine. But I 100% agree. You don't have to go through the relearning steps every time you make a new game. It's almost as crazy as saying, when they made Morrowind, which is the Elder Scrolls series, right? The Elder Scrolls games, they had to go through the whole steps of relearning how to make an open world, or how like architecture is, right? It's like they had to rethink how to make architecture. It's like, no, you just look up architecture and then you make it. Okay, you look it up. Or we had to, try to ambientize our world. No, you had the formula. You had the formula, make it a large world, and then add depth and whatnot. No, we have to relearn it. It's like, no, we have to start small. No, you don't have to start small. You already know the formula. You have the formula. It's okay. It's like having a recipe but not using it. Why? Why are you not using the recipe? Right? Speaking of shooting game, that Project X probably won't announce anytime soon. Heard about this since last year. Same with Honkai Impact 4. We probably won't get it till Honkai Impact 3. And I have no idea what Project X is, by the way. Even though GZ still runs well, Lamau. Well, but yeah, listen, if it's a country specific or a country exclusive game, I don't really give a shit about it. I'll be honest with you. GGZ can go suck on D's, you know what I mean? I'll hit it with that one. GGZ, suck on D's. Maybe Genshin devs are interns? Well, probably not. That's probably not the thing. But, it would be... And I guess this is another point that I mentioned just earlier. Communication. Communication between a dev team and a game. And I'll use an example here. Overwatch. I'll use Overwatch. Overwatch was a rather fun, endearing game, especially in its early days, because there was this series of videos called the dev updates, which was a video of Jeff Kaplan, the one of the developers or lead developers of Overwatch. He sat down and it was just himself as Jeff Kaplan talking to the community about what they are going to be implementing into the game. Communication is really, really good for a live service game, right? Really good. People saw someone genuine talking about the game and how much they like the game and how much they are putting effort into it, and people were like, oh, let's go Jeff Kaplan's the best. Everyone liked Jeff Kaplan, and then Jeff Kaplan left and the game went to shit, right? Just having Darway sit down one-on-one with a camera and talk about Genshin, or talk about character development, or talk about character design, and talk about story and endgame and all this stuff, right? It's like, just communicate with your community as to what you are thinking. A big example of them not doing this is the constant Twitter stuff that they are posting about character birthdays and shit that nobody fucking cares about, or ways to make money, right? The whole participate in this thing to make more community engagement, right? It's like, I don't care about this. Tell me about the game. I don't care about your giveaways in the grand scheme of things. Cool, free shit, whatever. But tell me about your game. I'm here for the game. Genshin only using the recipe of character design. True as well. To be quite right, the character design is really, really nice. So they got the character design really well with these characters even. But yeah, it's like everything else they're just only using one carrot. Project is a shooting game from MiHoYo, at least that's what I heard last year. I've never even heard of it, to be honest with you, but that's interesting. I might have a look at that at a certain time in life. Like I said, I just don't care what MiHoYo are going to do with Genshin anymore. People will still be pulling for new characters, new weapons, exploring new region, better storytelling, nothing can stop they know their player base won't leave the game. Well, I wouldn't be so sure, Blue Metal, because a player like Tectone exists, and a community like Tectone's exists. He's already said he's not rolling on Nilou. He's already said he's not putting a single dollar into Nilou. He's already said that. So don't be so sure that people won't stop playing the game. People have already quit the game, as is seen by a few people here in chat I know have quit the game. But people will stop pulling on characters if they see that the game, especially if you're a morally strong person, if you have like flimsy morals, you may as well continue rolling because you don't really care about, not philosophy, sorry. You may not really care about intentions. Like I roll in this game. I roll the free stuff because I get free gems, right? I don't put money into this game, or haven't since essentially 2 patches ago. So people can stop doing it. People will stop doing it if they really feel like they are morally not doing the right thing. So I would say it's a 50-50 between if people will or will not stop. People will continue to play the game because it's free to play, but that doesn't support the game. Being a free-to-play player, you add nothing to the game except the player count value as to just being a person who plays the game. which, if you really value that, is up to you. I'm pretty sure the only changes that were made after players complained about it was the resin stuff, like condensed and increasing the cap. I think so. I think there was a severe complaint about resin, a very, very severe, very early on, which is why we have 180 resin right, or how much do we have? 160? 160 resin right now. Yeah, so there was a severe complaint about that, and then condensed resin was just to make people's lives easier, and they complained about that, obviously, to get that in. But there's been a few more, like, but the ones that are a bit more prominent are the ones that come from the Chinese community complaining. Is specifically the ones on the Chinese server, specifically like with censorship. Yeah, because as we know, there was a skin change. You know, as if I go to the characters right now, like Amber had her skin. She has 2 different skins. As for why, I don't fucking know. But she has 2 different skins. One was for like some censorship bullshit. Mihoyo was going through some censorship problems, and I think the Chinese community was complaining about like the characters being too revealing. I think it's a bit more prominent on Rosaria, if I can pull her up. It's like she goes from whatever the fuck that is to this is the original. And so it's like they kind of cover her up a bit more. I think that's one of the complaints that like the Chinese community specifically had. But I think for an actual change to happen, the Chinese need to complain about it, which is like, whatever. Like, I don't fucking care. But it's... people will complain. People will riot. I hope they do, and I do hope the game does lose a lot of popularity. I do hope it. That's a very sad thing to say, but I do hope it does happen. Like, I don't say it out of any spiteful reason for the game, but it just would be better if people stop playing the game, because then Mihoyo would realize, hey, we're not invincible. Oh, we actually aren't invincible devs, right? Oh, wow. Because I feel like they do believe they are in some way invincible in terms of what they can get away with. It does feel like that. It feels like they are just sitting there acting like they're on some sort of pedestal of immortality when it comes to game design, when all they really have is good music and music and character design. That's really all Mihoyo has right now. Just good music and good character design. Everything else is in shambles. But because they made so much money, because they essentially broke a mold, right? Because we all know why Genshin's popular, and it's because it's the only... It was an original in its genre. An open world gacha game with an in-depth story but still being a gacha, right? It's one of the first in its genre that also kind of played to the anime aesthetic, right? So I'm definitely not going to act like it's revolutionized anything too crazy, because it's just combined genres, right? But that is the reason it's popular. Nothing in terms of actual good game design is popular. Nothing in terms of anything else is really that popular, because I don't think it's one of the first games to do this whole elemental thing. I think many games did this. In a sense, PGR did it, but like a bit more streamlined. Oh shit. So in the end, I just fucking hell, Darway. Come on, Darway. You could be doing so much better than this, Darway. God damn it. Oh, I'm so disappointed in you, Darway. This is very disappointing news. I am gonna act like it's all Darway's fault, by the way. I will act like that. Because it is. It is all Darway's fault. Bam. Okay. But I think I've complained about Genshin a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of changes they could do. There's a lot of nice things they could do. But unless everyone unanimously agrees for these changes, nothing will ever happen. I think that's very easy to see that nothing will happen unless everyone unanimously agrees that this is for the better. And it's simply put, not many people care about many things except... I think I've said this before, but most of the Genshin community only cares about their characters looking like waifus and talking to them through some sort of weird methods, right? That's really all, like... And when I say that, I mean, like, the die-hard Genshin community that kind of doesn't think it's a bad game or has any, like, faults. Is that, as long as they can get a character that talks to them in some way and kind of, like, shows any kind of weird affection towards them, the Genshin community doesn't really care. Which I find rather weird and kind of disgusting, but whatever. It kind of shows a few things, but neither here nor there for me to comment on right now. I would co-op AFK place in Genshin like Dragon's Nest, public spa, talk to other players while watching your character only using a towel. See, I don't think I want that. See, I don't want that. I think a nice hub area would be cool. I don't really care to see my characters naked. But, a public hub would encourage better co-op. But speaking of co-op would be a great thing to fix. Genshin's co-op is dog shit, right? For a game that kind of, in a way, promotes co-op by having it and having events that are co-opable and a lot of things like that, it kind of doesn't do co-op well in any way. And all of its co-op events have been labeled as garbage in terms of the actual co-op aspect, right? Because, like, for example, ping is a fucking bitch. And when not everyone's playing on the same server, as for me, an example, I play from Australia, and I play on all servers, essentially, except for Europe. I get above 200 ping on all servers. So it's a shit experience for me there, that you don't get that. You get ping, everyone's playing on green ping, you're playing on red ping, it's a terrible experience, because there's no Australian servers. And I wouldn't even care if I go onto the Australian servers and there's like 7 people playing, I don't care. But also, the general co-op experience is rather limiting from what I've understood. Now, I don't do co-op because I don't care for co-op. Co-op is, for me, not what I do think about in this game. But I have heard that that co-op in Genshin is just abysmal. You can't do anything. There's no, and this would be a hard thing to do, but there's no co-op story progression. You can't progress the story together, or even in some way together. You have to do it separately 100% of the way. There's no, like, open world crafting or something. I don't know, you can't interact with the player's world or in any way. You can't do anything unless you're both 100%ed in the game. Which, I don't really see the fucking point of that. Because there are games like Tower of Fantasy that is an MMO, has many hundreds of players in an open world, but it does story progression at the same, you can do story progression at the same time as other players are in the world, as well as you can open chests in the same places, in the same open world as other players without any problems. So it's just MiHoYo not putting in the effort to make it work, right? That's all it is. Because it is doable, they just don't want to do it. Once you understand that, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous in my brain. Absolutely ridiculous. That MiHoYo, there are games that show that MiHoYo, what players want from MiHoYo is doable, but MiHoYo just doesn't do it. I find that absolutely crazy. Dawei straight from the path. True. I know. I like how well to have Dawei hairstyle. Dawei is the best, isn't he? Gotta love Dawei. You can literally do nothing on co-op without resin. Only good co-op event I remember is Wind Trace and is a limited time event. Yeah, Wind Trace is a great one. There was the Crucible at the very start of the game. It wasn't overly amazing, but it was a fun one. And if you don't know what the Crucible event is, the Crucible event was essentially you go in and fight a bunch of enemies. Oh, we have to go up there. You fight a bunch of enemies, or one or two enemies, and you're on like a time trial or whatever. But it was really bad because it was at the early game. But yeah, co-op in the game stinks. Now, Wind Trace, I will say, is a very fun one. Wind Trace conceptually is very fun. It's ruined by, let's say, ping. I'd say that's the only one. It's really good. But every other co-op thing that they've tried to add is just kind of, it's just, doing it in the world is the stinky part. But that's where you're spending most of your time, and as you said, limited time, right? Because it's limited time, you have fun for a limited time, but then when you go back to doing co-op in the actual game, which is the open world, it stinks. It's just... And it's a bog, and because I don't do co-op too much, I won't really comment on it too much because I don't do it. But it just doesn't sound fun from what I've heard, the co-op experience. I don't see why it has to be this bad when there are clear examples of a game doing it good. Tower of Fantasy, point and check, right? You can do an open world where players can interact with the same object and both of them get the same value out of the object. You know what, and here's a weird thing that I'm going to point out now. I was about to say that I think it's because of the loot dropping on the ground, because that's why you can't open a chest in another player's world, is because the loot will drop on the ground, and if you open it and pick it up, then the loot goes to you and not them. But that's just wrong, because when you kill enemies, both of you have a different loot table, which I find absolutely boggling. So that's definitely not the reason. So I have no idea why you can't interact with another player's world, which definitely is one of the factors of hindering the co-op experience. Is when you go into your friend's world, you can't do anything, right? You can't do anything. Co-op in Honkai is also trash. I know co-op in Honkai is also trash, yes. I've explained that many times as well. neither of the two games have good co-op. I'll say that there. But I'm not really focusing on Honkai right now because we're playing Genshin. Might as well talk about it. I get so heated when I talk about Genshin because I think it's the same reason that so many big content creators have stuck with the game is because they see the potential of this game. You have to acknowledge that the game has exceptionally high potential to be an amazing game, but it's just nothing's being really capitalized off of and kind of pushed to the limit in terms of becoming super good, right? And not becoming a super successful game, but becoming a super good game, because MiHoYo has already made Genshin a super successful game. It's made them billions of dollars. Billions, right? But it's not a good game. But it's a successful one, but it's not a good one. It's a very hard thing to understand, that one. It's very hard to understand that something can be successful, but not good. I guess some things are subjective. I don't know. I just wouldn't classify it as a good game. And the thing is, like, why would Genshin advertise their co-op if they won't put any effort into the co-op? That's a great point. Do they advertise it, though? Let me think. I haven't gotten... if you're talking about actual Genshin ads, I haven't gotten one in a very long time. I haven't gotten a Genshin ad in a very, very long time. But if you're talking about in events, they don't really even advertise it in events. Well, they do have the option. And that's I guess that's in a way advertising it. They do have the option to do it. But I think maybe they early ads did have co-op as an advertisement. I guess that may be correct, I think. Which is an interesting dilemma per se. But like there's an event that's live right now, which is I think it's a new event that isn't a rerun. That has a co-op option, which I don't think I've tried, and I don't really want to try because the co-op again sucked. But I guess that is in a sense advertisement that there is an option, but then it's really bad, and it's heavily criticized, but not fixed. Maybe just MiHoYo doesn't like criticism, so once they see it, they just deny it, right? Maybe if we just don't criticize it, they'll just... Maybe that's the way, because no one criticizes... The things that we don't criticize are changed, right? No one is asking for constant hangout events, but they went through a period of adding like 3 hangout events back to back, which was interesting. As for the event, it's this one right here. What is it called? Wind Chaser? Oh, maybe this has been a one before, I can't remember. But it's like this one. It has like a co-op option. I'm not exactly sure why, but it does have one. It's like, but it's only one player. Or sorry, it's only 2 players in total. And that doesn't really matter, but it's so it gets your mind rattled. Yeah. Many problems could be fixed easily. And then I think all these problems that I've outlined are very easy fixable ones, right? Because none of them require like balancing or for the most part, they don't require balancing. They all just require troubleshooting. Troubleshooting of, okay, so network troubleshooting is the co-op one. Like, okay, network troubleshooting. Okay, so these 2 players connect from 2 different regions. How do we make it feel like a smooth experience? But again, it also comes back to this point of, I think this is such an archaic thing in the grand scheme of things, right? Like, there are games out there with perfect servers. Perfect servers. Like, no server problems unless it's an in-home problem or they get DDoS, right? For Genshin to have these weird fluctuating servers, because for me personally, on the 2 Asian accounts that I played, so the one on the actual Asia server and then the one that's on the Taiwanese server, I used to actually get orange ping. Like the yellow number. I got a yellow number for ping. I think it was about 180, which is yellow. But then, I think after like 2.6, the patch 2.6, I just started getting 300 plus, which I found rather interesting. But then if I go onto my American account, which prior to 2.6 had about 250 ping, which is the rough ping that you get from Australia to America, is roughly 200 to 250, depending on East Coast, West Coast. That account, after 2.6, stayed at 250 ping. So I think MiHoYo also did some server shit that they probably shouldn't have. They probably shouldn't have done some server ping stuff, and they fucked everything up for me. And I hate them for that, to be honest with you, because these accounts have become miserable to play. Because combat is now just annoying. But that's neither here nor there, because that's just a personal thing. My ping is 240 now. What was it before? That's the thing, that's the question now. What was it before? Because if it was lower before, super lower, much lower, like... Because like the ping on these accounts went up by a full 100 ms To increase the ping by a full 100 ms is a pretty fucked up thing to do to try to claim that it's like a... Do these guys activate? I hope they do. An increase of 100 ms is pretty fucked up. That's a fucked up number to increase it by. Because it's sitting at 278 right now. That used to be at 180 to 190. Sitting at 279. That's crazy to me. I don't think I've even had that in any game ever other than Genshin. Like, I've played video games for like 80 to 90% of my life. I'm 21 right now. And I've played games since I was about, well, maybe not that young, but I've knew of games at least when I was 5. And for this to be the very first time that a game that I played from now till then, it went up in ping. It's like, bro, what? How? How do you do this? Before 170, earlier than this, 70 ms when launch, they did something. Yes, they did something to the servers. I will stand by this belief that they did something to the servers, and it's not good. And maybe Mihoyo could put the event minigames on the teapot, because then we could have something to do on co-op without resin. They definitely could do that. And they definitely have attempted. I want to acknowledge that Mihoyo has attempted doing that with the like trial things, the time trial little kind of billboard. I will acknowledge that they have attempted it, but I'm not sure how good that is. I have never tried it. But they have attempted it, and it's not that great because people like wind trace, not whatever the hell they're trying to do right now. My Honkai ping is still sit around 40 to 60. Yeah, I guess Genshin just did something. It has to be Genshin that did something there. Has to be. And it's absolutely ridiculous. You see, I have seen enough content creators to complain a lot about Genshin, but then when new version of with characters / regions drop, people still drop their pants down and get hype over it. Yeah. What's the problem there, Blue Metal? Because that makes sense. Because they are hyped about what they have added, but they are still going to complain about what's not being added, right? You have to understand that what I'm complaining about is still the same thing that I've complained about for the past year or 2 years, right? I will still be hyped about the story because I think the story is great, right? I still like the story, but I will ever so continue to complain about the lack of endgame system, the lack of character building, the lack of quality of life. So I can see Hoya still take the W. Absolutely incorrect. You are just absolutely wrong there. They don't take the W but just by adding a good story because, okay, cool, the writing team. See, you're very much looking at it in a broad perspective, which is the wrong way to look at it. You have to specify a lot of things. The writing team for Genshin, absolutely exceptional job, guys. Great work. The writing of the story, great. The lore of the world, amazing. Marketing team, good job. You're making the characters look amazing. Or rather, that's the art design team, sorry, not the marketing team. Marketing team, you're absolute garbage because you're making this overpriced and also shit gacha. But then you look at the game design team, you're absolutely piss poor dog shit at this game and whatever your job is. The game design team do a better job, right? When you go into the specifics, Genshin's not taking any W's here. Right? Oh, great story. It's not that hard to write a story. You have to make endearing characters, good voice actors. Boom. Game design, also not that hard. To be quite, none of this is actually all that hard. I'll be quite frank with you. Nothing here is actually that hard. But just because they take a W in one place and an L in another one doesn't mean that the overarching thing is a W. You take one W and one L. The fact that you took an L means that you're overall taking L's. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, sure, they are taking W's because there are brain-dead idiots out there paying the game. Why not? I'll concede that point, you know? I'll concede that one. Because in the end, there are people still out there who are blinded by the game. And that's what I want to stop. I want people to wake up to reality, as Madara Uchiha once said. Wake up to reality. The game is not good, right? But you have to pay credit where credit is due. The Sumeru story is good. The prior stories, not that great, rather. But the Sumeru story, you have to pay credit where credit is due. I won't support Mihoyo's marketing, and I won't support their shitty, like, their terrible 50-50 gacha, or sorry, their terrible weapon gacha, not 50-50 gacha. Their terrible weapon gacha, I won't support that, but I will acknowledge that they have done a rather good job at making a story and nice-looking character. Now, how the fuck do I do this puzzle? 3? Oh, that does make sense, I guess. Playing on the other servers of Genshin is hell, but Honkai is fine. Honkai, okay, the reason for that, Bernardo, by the way, the reason for that is because Honkai does this thing which Genshin should do, and it's when you're playing by yourself, you have local ping. When you're playing by yourself without being in co-op in any way, you're playing on local ping, so the game's ping is derived by your ping to your local network provider, right? So that's how Honkai does it. It's very baffling that Genshin doesn't do this in a single-player open world, and give you local ping, but that's the reason for it. It just removed 50-50, no one liked 50-50. 50-50 is fine when done correctly. I've always said that, I think 50-50 is fine when done correctly, it's just that Mihoyo have done the 50-50 correctly, but also messed it up in two different areas. The character 50-50 is moderately okay, I'll be honest with you. It's moderately okay. They just need to give you more gems here and there. But then the weapon banner 50-50, in conjunction to the other system they have, which is the Intertwined Fate? No, the Entangled Fate? The Weapon Fate system. That is also, that's a terrible thing. That puts a massive blemish on the gacha system. Going from Genshin to Honkai feels like a power trip because you can skip literally everything. Yep. It feels great, doesn't it? I will always advocate for a skip button as well. But yes, that is a good point, Elvinzo, by the way. A skip button is something that also people have been asking for, which is... That is, if anything, the easiest thing to add to the game. That is the easiest thing to add. When button pressed, skip this dialogue. End of story. Right? The easiest thing to add in terms of coding. Nah. They're not gonna add it. We want engagement. And I've made this claim before, and I'll make it again, because I think it's a nice claim to make, or at least a thought-provoking claim, that Genshin is the definition of forced engagement. The game tries to forcefully engage you in content. I swear to God, I will stand by this in some ways. It does things to force you to engage the unskippable story, even though it's so monotonous and unimportant. Is a big thing. Like, all dialogue being like this. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, shit. Oh, I thought I had full. Oops. I hate forced engagement so much. Like, not everyone has to care about your game for it to be, for them to play it. Like, I, for the most part, don't give a shit about event stories anymore. I used to care, not anymore. Let me skip it. It's a simple procedure, just let me skip it. Yeah, just let me skip it. But no, you don't. You can't skip it. You can't skip that. You think you can skip our story? No. It's very, very odd. How the fuck do I get up there? I guess I climb. I'm getting too heated. I feel my heart pounding from thinking too much on this. Even though I'm not really thinking, I'm just speaking words. How the fuck do I get up here now? Oh, hello. Isn't there meant to be a little bit of a thing? Oh, they're up here. Yeah, that is for the past hour, I've just been shitting on Genshin, and I stand by everything that I've said. The game could be infinitely better, and in the grand scheme of things, the reason that a lot of endgame players are still playing the game, or rather, were still playing the game very actively prior to the interview, the reason they're still playing is because they had a hope that the game would become better. That's the reason that a lot of people play games that are generally dry, right? It's the reason that you'll sit around with a game being like, oh yeah, but I'm still enjoying this aspect, so I'm hoping for this here. It's copium, but it's also you see potential, right? Copium is like the current millennial or meme word to use. Oh, you're coped up on the copium. It's like, but genuinely down being as realistic as possible. It's people see the potential of a video game and they're like, okay, this could be great. This could be something amazing. This could, and keyword is could be the next big thing. And Genshin, on its launch, you have to acknowledge it, it was the next big thing. On the launch of Genshin, without a shadow of doubt, you can't deny that it was the next big thing. But then, it instantly lost that title by not doing anything for so many years. Not a single thing was done. But, you know, you still have to acknowledge that there is still potential there if they just, you know, capitalize on it. They could come out of the water right now. Boom, one massive patch, adds one end game, adds artifact re-rolling, adds skip button. You know, that would revitalize the game. I don't think anyone can deny this. Is that if they added a skip button, an artifact substat re-rolling, an end game system, some good co-op, good servers for everyone, local ping. If they added all of this into one patch, the game would be revitalized to no extent. People would be like, holy shit, they played us for a fool. Obviously, that wouldn't sit quite well with a lot of people that they played them for a fool, but just in general, people would be like, oh shit, the game is good now, let's fucking go, boys. And there would be hype, and you can't deny that. I'm not going to deny that. There would be massive hype for the game. And I would be like, yeah, Genshin's a great game to play right now. You know, the dialogue skipping lets you catch up to the story a bit faster. The artifact reroll system lets you reroll artifacts and get better gear a bit quicker than usual. All this stuff helps you just develop your account faster if you don't overly care about the game in terms of story. It just helps 10 out of 10. How the fuck do I activate this thing now? What the hell? What the hell? Where are you going? Oh, down. Every time a different event appears, my spacebar shudders in fear. But I shudder in fear. What are you talking about? Your spacebar. I shudder in fear when the goddamn event happens. I see an event and I'm like, oh god, there's gonna be like 12 minutes of dialogue and that's me skipping it. I don't want to hear it, dude. This new event, not this new event, sorry, the Mondstadt event. Ah, dude, you were there like for 2 hours. Skipping shit. I don't care about Rosaria and Razor. They're the most forgotten characters in all of gaming. I don't care. Like, and that's just me. If you care, power to you. But I just don't. So let me skip it. Because I feel like that's the classic argument that people use against the skip button. Oh, but you know, I care about it. You know, and I want to hear it. It's like, cool for you, buddy. Cool for you. You care about something. Congratulations, you're a human being. I myself don't care. Thus, I want to skip it. But I feel like because these people who want to experience the story, they feel that because it's there, I have to use it. No! No! Just because the skip button is there doesn't mean you have to use it. It just means it's there for the people who want to use it. So let me use it! Oh, the skip button. I want a skip button so much. Because here's the thing. For me, it's a lot more intense than I think the average person because I have 3 accounts in this game. I don't play all 3 anymore. But I used to play 3 accounts. And it's like, I had to listen to, like, one event. I think I did the Perilous Trail event. I did the Perilous Trail event 3 times. On 3 accounts. That is like a moderately long dialogued quest. It's very long. And it's miserable. If I had a skip button, it would be a 10-minute thing. They revamp how Aya, Kimono, etc. run after 2 years. And it's still not that great, I'll be honest with you. It still gets caught in a lot of things. My god, I think my heart rate is at a solid 200 BPM thinking about all this garbo. But yeah, maybe it takes 2 years to get some sort of solid updating in this game. Maybe it takes a solid 2 whole years. How many days is that? 700 and goddamn 740 something days? 750 days to get anything done? Ugh. 25, 26, I don't know how many days it is. I can't do simple maths. That does sound like something Genshin would do. 2 whole years to get anything done. But I feel like I've complained about Genshin a lot to right now. As for why we're doing this quest, well, I just kind of felt like it. We should probably try to build some characters here. I'm doing this to try to unlock a bit more of the map because I need these mech enemies here, the flying triangles, to actually upgrade my my Nilou sword, which I'm trying to do. You lost 80% of the brain cells after playing the event 3 times in the same version. I did lose 80% of my brain cells playing that event because the event was quite interesting, but I was like, ugh, why it took so long? Because I don't think they care. I'm gonna say it right now. I'll make this claim. Genshin doesn't care about its game or its community. They're just there for money. I'm gonna swear by it. I'm gonna swear by it. You can see it. If you look at the two different games and their developer updates, if I look at Honkai's developer updates, the people in there are smiling. I don't think anyone has smiled in the Genshin Impact developer special program except Darway. No one else smiles. I'm gonna say this. I don't think they care. They're just there to make a game, get money, and they're there for the 9 to 5. They're there for the 9 to 5 experience. They're not there to build something, to create something. They're just there for the 9 to 5. When I saw that one guy in the Li Su Shang development video smiling, I was like, fuck, they smile? What the bro, they're smiling! Holy shit! I haven't seen a Genshin dev smile. Darway's the only one, and he looks fake. He's faking it all the time. Ridiculous. Just don't think they care. But I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't think not every dev has to care, but it would be nice to have a large percentage of them care about their game. It would be nice to have a large percentage of them care about the game. It's almost like a bare minimum to like create something, you know, to like care about it a bit, just like a bit, just a bit of care goes a long way. Like show an ounce of interest. But yeah, because like the voice actors show a lot of interest, right? A lot of the Genshin voice actors are especially English voice actors, I'll say, not the Japanese or Chinese or whatever. I don't see them talking about it too much, but it's like, a lot of the Genshin Impact English voice actors are very vocal about how they actually play the game and then they enjoy the game, right? And that's cool. You see, like, person who's involved in the development of the game actually enjoying the game and talking about it. But then you see the actual developers who are programming the game and they don't really care. They're just like, yeah, it's a game, I made it. It's crazy how 90% of gacha games have a skip button and that 1% don't have a skip button is Genshin. Are you saying that there's only 100 gacha games in the whole world right now? Is that essentially your claim? That Genshin is 1%? That's a very bold claim. Genshin there's only 100 gacha games in the world. Hey, what's up, Azuri? Welcome to the stream, by the way. Welcome. Hope you're having a great evening. Welcome. You're joining us as we play Genshin Impact, the one and only game in the world. Do you guys come alive? Yes, you do. I don't think you guys actually give me items, dears. Ah. But yeah, Genshin, one of the only gacha games that doesn't have a skip button. To a certain degree, even like other genres of video games have a skip button, right? Because I think I will say this is that it's also like Genshin Impact's method of going through dialogue. For example, in Honkai, even if there wasn't the skip button in the top right hand of the screen that lets you skip everything, if you just rapidly click through it, if you rapidly click through it, you can get through that very quickly. Because every click is a skip of a whole box. Essentially, right? Genshin has like a grace period. You have to like, the text box starts, and then you have to let a bit of it fill in, and then you can click to fill the text in, and then you have to click to skip this one, and then the next one has to appear, and then the text has to appear. It's like, you have to like do 3 clicks for one skip, whilst most gacha games will just do you can just do infinite clicks to get infinite skips. So even if it didn't have the top right button, you would still be able to get through it in Genshin, in Honkai, sorry. But Genshin has like no skip actual button, and also it's very annoying to skip it in the game. It's a very shit experience overall. And I think that's a massive reason as well as to why people are very dissatisfied because it's like it's just not fun to skip in any way, anywhere. I would say Genshin doesn't capitalize on their cool characters. They just create character concepts and lock it behind friendship levels, and it ends up making liking characters feel more like a chore. Let me ponder. Sorry, if I go silent after I read something, it's because I'm pondering. I think I know what you're saying, in a sense that leveling up and learning about a character per se, unlocking the profile here. This is a bit more like you have to use the character, but you don't really have to learn about the character, right? I think essentially what you're implying is that unlocking this stuff should have you get involved with the character and learn about the character instead of just playing the character. You know what? I can see what you're saying. It doesn't bother me too much, but I think I know exactly what you're saying. They could just... And here's the thing, I'm gonna say it. I think there should be 5-star character hangout events. And with that being said, I think whenever a new character is added, their fucking hangout event is immediately added as well. And through that hangout event, through completing that hangout event, you unlock their whole profile. I feel like that's maybe what you're getting at here, Bernardo. Maybe a bit more, better way of unlocking this whole area of their profile and learning about the character and seeing how cool they are. Because, for example, I think it's rather cool if we go to, I don't have Yolan on this account, but when Yolan launched, reading some of her profile was really interesting, right? How she like had an encounter with one of the Fatui Pantalone and all that stuff right there. So I think I kind of understand what you're saying, and I to an extent, I think that's a rather good idea. And sometimes I click too fast and skip the dialogue. In Genshin or Honkai? Regardless, I think... Yeah. Click too fast and you may or may not skip dialogue. That is true. That is true. That can happen. They're just rocks. Yes. Ah, these puzzles, I forgot how long they can be. Oh! Anyway. Oh, God, complaining about Genshin, it kind of like flushes out the system, right? Because I don't really complain about it all too much that often. That's actually cap. I complain about it every single day. Sorry, I just capped the fuck out. I complain about it every single goddamn day. But it feels nice to sometimes just complain. In Honkai, I think here's the thing. Honkai is a bit hard to judge right now because of how its story is progressing. Back in the day when you had the challenges or where you had the stages, I would agree that you could just go replay the stage if you accidentally skip something. But then also, like Neko said, you do have a history button. As for the actual like how it is now in Honkai, it's like open world stuff, and they actually do very much need to implement a way to replay the story in the open world, but that's very hard because it's the open world. But they do need to fucking do it, or people aren't gonna be happy. Like, I'm not happy being able to do that because I couldn't replay through chapter 29, which I did actually do by myself. As for Genshin and how it does its story, I have voiced how I do not like how Genshin does its story. How it does its story replaying. You have to just look at a bunch of text for Genshin to replay its story, which is not a great way to replay the story, I'll be honest with you. There's infinitely better ways to do it, so... If you do click too fast, you can actually skip it, but, you know. History button. Honkai did think about it, and there is a history button, so that's that. Boom. Okay. Oh, these puzzles. Hello, I am under the water. Hello, somebody help me. I am under the water. Here? Is it here? See, this is what I love about Genshin. This right here. Its puzzles are great. It does everything very great when it's that one... It's the open world factor. But god damn it, I wish it just did everything else great. Right? You know what I mean? I wish it just did everything else great. You have a recipe for success, but you're not using the recipe or succeeding at all. Strange. Hello, I am under the water. Please help. Hello, I am under the water. Somebody help me. Let's step on that. Climb on top of King Deshret's head. No, I don't think is that King Deshret? I think it is. I've seen people draw images of like Al-Haytham as King Deshret. I don't know if they're like trolling or whatever, but I think they genuinely believe that that's what he looked like, and I'm feeling that they don't know that that's what he looks like. I found this very interesting. I've seen a lot of fan art of King Deshret as Al-Haytham, but like that right there is fucking King Deshret, so I'm not exactly sure what the fuck they're smoking, but it's very interesting. That's not Deshret? No, I'm pretty sure it is. Deshret is like, is similar. There you go, that's Deshret. It's similar enough, but that's Deshret. And when he's a demi-human, so in terms of he has a humanistic body or humanoid, but he's not human. Just is weird to think, to do an Indian accent. Hello, I am under the water. That's the best Indian you'll get out of me, by the way. That's the only thing I know, or have ever heard an Indian. Bloody, what's that? Bloody fuck you. Fuck you, bloody. I don't even know if that's Indian. I think that might be something different. But there you go. That's also a Deshret right there. Also not human. He's a peacock, man. Just Deshret isn't human. But to see, because I think the fan art is of Al-Haytham as King Deshret, and then the guard behind him is a Cyno, or the Cynoian person. Which makes sense, like, obviously, because we already know that through the story. Oh, come on. Cut me some slack. We know the Cynoians are the, like, kind of the guys who guard things. I like the fact that Genshin has a meta that is completely pointless. Like, you could have spent the last 2 years of Genshin farming for DPS Barbara, and it would probably crush the current Abyss. That's a point of very high controversy. It's a point of very high controversy. I can't necessarily say that I like it, personally. Something like the you know what, I'm gonna say that it's not really that. How do I even, I don't know. I personally am not a fan that old characters are still pretty much just as strong. I like power creep in the game, and I've said this before, that I think power creep is a good thing to have in your game, just not at extreme levels. So I can't say I agree, but you know what? Fair enough. If you like that, power to you. I'm not gonna say anything's bad here. I'm really moderately indifferent about it. I just think power creep is rather helpful sometimes to. It can, if the, you know, it's also, power creep is good in conjunction if the game itself is also good, which is a pretty big factor. But yeah, I don't know. I can't say I agree with that one. Where does this one take me? Hey, what's up, kids? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a great evening. How are you, homie? How is the day? There it is. There you go. Fun fact, the fog of Dover is called Cynophobia because Cyno is the Greek word for dog. Oh, that's a fun fact. I thought it would have been something along the lines of canine. You know, it would have the words canine somewhere there. Because canine is also dog. But I guess if Cyno is Greek and then most things originate from Greek slash Latin, that makes sense, I guess, then. That's a fun fact, Cynophobia. Then I guess cat is meowophobia, right? No? Maybe? I have to go there anyway. Not great, my sub-coordinator just wrecked the company car that I was entrusted to. Ooh. That means... Oh no, does that... I'm assuming that may or may not mean that you will be held accounted or something, and then that does not sound good. But then again, I'm sure you wouldn't be fully accounted, right? No, surely not, right? That does not sound nice, though. That does not sound good. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. A long time no see, Nicholas. Glad to see it. How are you, my dude? How is it hanging? How is the days? The coffin opens. I'm in big trouble. I see. Yeah, that's not good. It's no good. Well, best of luck, my dude. Best of luck. Hope it isn't too severe. Surely the car hasn't been T-boned or something. But good luck, my dude. Good luck. Demotion is on the horizon. Surely not, right? Surely not. Come. A full demotion for someone that wasn't technically your fault? Come. No way. But again, best of luck, my dude, with that. My condolences, and I hope there is no demotion. If anything, I hope there's a promotion, right? I hope there's a promotion, right? Because we need people to do things like demolish cars or coordinator, sub-coord. We need coord. Come on. Surely not. Go to the highest level of the mausoleum. The mausoleum. Total loss. Damn, dude. I'm gonna have to say, fair enough. That's not good. My condolences to you, and hope there isn't a demotion or anything like that, really. And best of luck, my man. But kind of just like put the blame on someone else. That works, right? But like when in doubt, blame someone else. Like I wasn't there, dude. My eyes were closed. I was blinking. You know, something like that. You just get a good excuse. Like, oh, I had a stomachache and I couldn't open my eyes or something like that. Ooh, I had to take a really big shit, but I couldn't open my eyes because the shit was closing my eyes or something like that. I got stung by like a spider bee. I got stung by Spider-Man and he blinded me. I don't know. I'd do that. I'd probably make up a dumb excuse like that. They've been pretty good except for a few low points. My main game, Neverwinter, is looking really good. Up to 60k item level on my main. Oh, nice. Good to hear, Nicholas. Congratulations on that. Congratulations to the higher item level. Good job, good job. But it's great to hear that everything's going good, man. It's all going great here as well. We're absolutely grinding. And by grinding, I mean just skipping through 99% of the dialogue, not looking at a single bit of it because... don't really care in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, here we are. Alright. I should go and do some things. I think spend some more Fragile Resin as well as do a few weeklies here so we can get a few things done. I recently finished watching Season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh's 5DS from episode 1 to the last episode over about a month. I have not watched Yu-Gi-Oh, but congratulations on finishing that as well. Yu-Gi-Oh is quite the popular series, as we all know. It's a great card game. So congratulations. Ben, playable when? Ben. Oh yeah, Ben playable when? That's a good point. When will Ben be playable? Overpowered character. I left the car oven on and I was turning it off. Bro, that's a good excuse, right? When will, the oven was on, the car was in the oven. What did you want me to do? Like, leave the oven on? Then I just happened to just crash the car or whatever. Whatever happened. I wasn't me. I tried to because the car was a damn old 2017 Toyota Velfire, which was one and only car that can fit almost 10 people to go somewhere. It's a big loss. That's probably why then. Big loss. Well, I honestly, fuck that car. Fuck that car, dude. Get a nice moped. Mopeds are so much better in the end.
By royal decree.
But that is unfortunate. I do really hope that the whatever the punishment per se is, it's not as severe as you're making it. I do hope it's not that hard or harsh. Holy shit! I never watched Markiplier before. His voice is so sexy. Yeah, he was a rather attractive man as well. Markiplier is quite the attractive man, for what it's worth. Me saying that.
Why do they never miss?
Damn, but never watched the Markiplier video at all? What the fuck, dude? Well, in the year 2023, there's people who haven't watched a Markiplier video? What the fuck? What the fuck? On God, how? How? Started Yu-Gi-Oh! In Magic Ruler. Slash Pharaoh 7 until around the 2010s, where I took my year break. I started up in 2017 again and have sort of played rather casually. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh! That is seriously enough to know what that means. But if you're enjoying it, Nicholas, power to you, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, from what I know of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I do find it extremely fun. So, power to you, man. I just know not that much detail. But who's Markiplier? Nah, you guys have to be capping right now. You have to be capping. No. This is actual cap. Who's Markiplier? No fucking shot. Y'all never watch Markiplier? Not even one. Surely you know of him, though, right? He's been in so many memes as well. Come on, guys. Come on, watch Markiplier. He's a great guy. Very funny. Very funny guy. I watched some Pewds. Pewds is great. They're all the top three guys. PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Markiplier. They're all great guys. Great guys. Well, for what it's worth me saying it, I mean, they're great guys. Can't really fault them. Absolute legends. I've been trying this whole time to get this material, because you need to unlock the primal constructs and farm of them, but they're rather hard. It's funny because for 4 years working here and built a good rep, one mistake and I'm not directly involved, 2 makes me in the border of demotion or just plainly fired. Hey, there's that classic saying. I'm not gonna quote it directly, I can only paraphrase it, but it's like, you do so many good things and nobody bats an eyelid, but you fail once and everyone is about to, like, just ostracize you from society, right? That's a complete and utter paraphrase, but that's essentially the general gist, right? You do so many good things and nobody really notices, but you fuck up once and everyone notices. It's the fucked up thing about society. Point I mentioned was in the first couple of years of Yu-Gi-Oh! In America, it was overseas before that. Ah, okay, I see. Who's Markiplier and then Vanessa's Gaming? You only need to know Vanessa's Gaming. It's the only one we all should know. If you don't know about Vanessa's Gaming, cringe. Honest to God. I only know Markiplier as the guy who did the Pokemon Smash or Pass. And that was a great video. Let's be real, that was an absolutely amazing video by Mark. We can't lie right now. Great video by Mark, a great Smash or Pass, good points. He said it to the correct ones. Great list. He smashed the right ones and he passed on the right ones. He did a great job. But he's done much more than that. I think the thing is, if you get shown some of his meme templates, because he's a part of a lot of meme templates. He's definitely a part of a lot of them. So you'd probably know him from a lot of memes. 100%. Is there a way to get back up? I hope so. I remember when PewDiePie was new, his content is just okay, not really my cup of tea. Large live streams are not my cup of tea. PewDiePie was not really a live streamer. And I don't think he is even now a live streamer. He streamed for a bit. He did like a handful of streams here and there, but I don't think he even classifies himself as a live streamer, so... yeah. When he was new like 20 years ago. That's when he like started his YouTubing career, by the way. I'm not sure if you know that. He's very much into the... He's a YouTuber much more than he is a streamer, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd smash Pikachu. I'd smash my keyboard when playing Overwatch. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. You know what? The Eevee evolutions? Right there. There you go. I ain't gonna say anything, but Eevee evolutions? He'd smash more than one bird? Who, Markiplier? Absolutely. Listen, some of the bird Pokemon look rather nice. Like, that red and black and white one. And then Pidgeotto. Come on. Come on. Let's be real right now. Let's not lie to ourselves. I'd smash a lowland Raichu, but regular Raichu isn't spicy enough for me. See, that's a level of Pokemon knowledge that I'm not quite in touch with. I don't really know what a lowland means. I know it's like a region, but I'm not too in touch with it. My account is mid-2006. I watched YouTube a bit before that. Yeah, I don't know when PewDiePie started, but he's rather old. His content at the start was definitely to a niche audience, but he's grown. He's a great guy. I don't know him personally. I was about to say I do know him personally. I don't know a single thing about him, but I think he's a funny guy. To a specific degree. Very funny guy. I'm still looking for these goddamn weird thing with these weird enemies. Oh, it's so frustrating to find them. I think YouTube started around 2005. But then recently I've dived into a rabbit hole of people exposing their kinks to Sonic characters. I've seen that as well. It's very odd. I've seen people not exposing, but just like tweeting about how they like certain things or something. I don't really get it. I don't know what the fuck they're on about, but you know, fair power to them. You know, listen, power to them. Expose whatever the fuck you want. These people doing that. Oh, Thutmose was mentioned there. Thutmose is an Egyptian god. Sorry, no, not Egyptian god, an Egyptian emperor, which is interesting. Thutmose. And then YouTube started in 2005. I think it started earlier than that, right? No. No, it might have. Yeah, that might be true. Well, no, there was a thing before YouTube, and I think YouTube bought that thing to then make YouTube. There was something before YouTube. The Alolan are Gen 7, which is Sun and Moon, which are different elements, a slightly different state and moves from the original, different colors as well. My favorite Alolan is Ninetales, which is, you'll continue to say, I don't really know enough about Pokemon to understand what that means, but if you enjoy it, fair enough. I think some Sonic characters and games were a mistake. Games, I agree with. Characters, I'm not too sure. I think the cast of characters that I know from the Sonic series, you know, Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Silver, Shadow, the pink one with the hammer, the one in the TV series that is kind of like a brown rabbit. You know, I think those ones are cool. Anything else, I don't know, that I don't really know, kind of cap. But in terms of games, I do agree. I think a lot of Sonic games are a mistake. I feel like a lot of them weren't really put much thought into and didn't really need to be made because it's like, you know, when you make something, you have to put thought into it, and you know, if you don't, it makes a shit game. I think the world would be a better place if Rogue, the bat, didn't exist. Who is that? I'll just look it up. Oh, this one. Yeah. Anthropomorphic bat. I got no opinion on that. No, I don't really know what the fuck she does or who she is. I don't really know where she's from either. I just seen pictures of her in there. Newgrounds was pre-YouTube. I know YouTube bought Blog TV, which is what the YouTube live streams are based on. Blog TV was around in 2007 or before. Not 100% where it started. Yeah, YouTube's been a while. I think all the early YouTubers were on Newgrounds heavily. Like a lot of people were on Newgrounds heavily before YouTube. Rogue is hot. Yeah, that's something you could say about her. I don't really care much for like these cartoon characters that are based on off an animal. They don't really. I can objectively say they look nice, but I'm like, I don't really care about them unless I know them. For example, like in terms of TV show characters, I like human people. Kim Possible per se, right? Kim Possible per se. That's a great one. You know, I like Kim Possible. I would say an overall really good character. Nice lookers. Nice looks, right? That's where I'm at. But these like anthropomorphic fucking things, I don't even know what anthropomorphic means, but I saw it in the description, so I'll call them that. They don't really do anything for me. Except for maybe the Eevee evolutions. You know what I'm gonna say it. Umbreon? Nice. I said it. I'll say it. Umbreon. Nice. Where the fuck? I just want the goddamn monster materials, dude. Have I been here already? I don't know. Oh, they really made this as fucking annoying as humanly possible, didn't they? They really fucking made this as convoluted as humanly possible to get just this monster material. Or is she gonna step on me? Hey, welcome to the club, bro. Welcome to the club. Glad to have you here, Kez. Welcome to the club. Thanks for joining. We go by no name. We go by absolutely no name. We just have one purpose. And that purpose will not be named. Oh, here we are. Okay.
Let's light it up. Everybody stand.
Nah, but listen, I like humanoid characters. That's all. I like humans. Velma? Dude from Scooby-Doo? Velma? Nice. That's a nice right there. Daphne's kind of here or there, but Velma did? Velma? Nice. I am a bit of unhinged today, I'm sorry. So what was the conversation before this? Bro, just complaining about Genshin. Did you watch the So This Is Genshin Impact video? Have not played the So This Is... I have no idea what that series even is, man. I have no... So This Is series, I've never even watched it. Never even heard of the series. I'm assuming it's a guy who does a series of videos and explains the whole point of the games. I've not watched a single one of those. But I know what Genshin is. I already know how Genshin is, and and whatnot. So I don't really think I need to watch that one. Raven from Team Titans.
What trinkets lie there
Just
in
the Teen Titan characters in general, really. Let's be real. You know, let's not be too degen right now, but just the characters from Teen Titans, period. Boom, the end. Don't have to really add more context to that. That's all that needs to be said. Teen Titan characters, the end. Bum, 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 bum. Is this the hourglass? Yeah, it is. Complain about. So this is a comedy series of videos. Ah, so they're not actually information based. Okay, fair enough. Complain about Genshin. Wow, what a new original discussion in Venn Genshin stream. Listen, there's always new things that I like to, you know, because I'm always pondering how to make Genshin better. So you know, I'll always have something new to talk about in some sense. It'll mostly be the same thing, but you know. I like to try to think of new things that I can maybe add to Genshin, make it better, and get reception on the ideas. But yeah, true. What's new in a Genshin Impact Ben stream is just complaining about Genshin and how it doesn't really do anything, but here I am still playing it for the past 2 hours. And I'm still probably going to continue playing it for the next 2 because we're making moves. I need to light up these lamps. Because I need to... Currently, we're trying to level up... I guess I should explain what I've been trying to do this whole time. Is we're trying to level up my Nilou's sword to level 90 so she can get up to 70,000 HP in her meta build. Right now, I can get her up to 65,000 HP in her meta build, but if I get a weapon from 70 to 90 right now, I think I could easily bump that up to 70,000 or maybe 72,000 if I try hard enough, or if I tweak some artifacts here and there. And then I need to build up my Dendro characters, which is the Traveler and Kole, which is not a great combination compared to what I could be doing with Kusanali and Tignari. I think they are slightly better. Yeah, we're trying to build up our characters so I can actually damage test her. Because I think I've already done more damage than the version they showed in the trial run. I've already been able to very easily, very easily, deal a lot more damage. I think I've done a 30k Bountiful Core Explosion, which is her main damage source. But I had to do very high resistance shredding and whatnot, so I've already been very successful in out-damaging it. But I want to see if we can boost that even further, because she doesn't even have max certain passive skill buffs. So we're still pushing the limits. And this might be a very strong team that I can use in the Spiral Abyss in the future. By the way, I still haven't received any compensation from you that you has influenced me using the shmur words. Oh. Yeah, schmell-you-later, stinky. Listen. Shmur? Okay, listen, I was about to try to shmur the shmur. But it's impossible to shmur the shmur because the shmur is unshmurable. But I'ma just say it. Schmell you later. Schmabsolutely schmo schmonken spation. Right, that one. And Genshin and Pokemon fans both play games that they know aren't good, Lamau. Okay, let's. You know, I'm gonna argue on the favor of Pokemon side here. Pokemon, it's not the fact that it's not good, but it's just the same game every single time. It's a good experience from what I understand, but it's just always the same game. So it's like, I think I agree 99% of the point that, yeah, both players play the same game, and both of them don't like the game, but they still play it. But I think Pokemon, at least, it's a very good game. It's just the same game all the time. You know, you're still just doing the same formula. You're just buying a different graphics upgrade, right? You're just upgrading the graphics slightly. Also, I think, not Pokemon, sorry, Genshin, it's... Game's garbage. Everything's garbage. Life's garbage. Pay us money. There's a chest in the middle there, right? Yeah. I've never seen Teen Titans Go, but I've completed Ben 10 and Ben 10 Alien Force series. Teen Titans Go, I've heard, is alright. I'll be honest with you. Teen Titans Go spawned that very funny scene where Raven and Starfire are getting chased by Batman. I don't know if you've seen this meme, but it's Raven and Starfire being chased by Batman, and they like destroy his vehicle like 12 times before they'd be like, nothing can stop the Batman. So it did spawn that very funny scene. So I will say that Teen Titans Go maybe has its charm, but it doesn't have the charm. If you know what I mean. It doesn't have the charm that we want from Teen Titans. So it's a no-go for me. Absolute no-go. Bum ba ba bum ba 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 ba. Hoopla. Bum 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 bum. I probably shouldn't follow this that far. But I think I also stopped watching a lot of the cartoon shows before they actually switched to the kind of more PG friendly, because I think all the TV shows that used to be pretty well, I guess none of them were really not PG friendly, but I watched back when Ben 10 was still a thing, when the original Teen Titans were still a thing, when Courage the Cowardly Dog, sorry, was still a thing. I was watching Cartoon Network back then. I haven't watched it in a very long time since, so I don't exactly know how it's going. So I can't really comment on it, but I do know that I don't like the artistic change. It looks more childish. That's what I will say. It looks a lot more childish, which, listen, why must we make things look childish? But then they have kind of like moderately serious tones from time to time. Not always serious tones, but from time to time they have serious tones. Is Teen Titans canonically under DC Superheroes umbrella? I thought the main character Robin just have the same name. I think it is. Yeah. It is canonically under DC. Because there's like a bigger show where there's like I think it's a part of the one of the DC like cartoons where there's actually like Starfire is actually like in one of them. Don't quote me on this, I will be honest with you. I could be absolutely making shit up. Do we have enough for a roll? Oh, we do, boys. We're rolling on the character banner for more Nilou constellations. Oh, nothing. Garbage, dude. Come on, dude. Where's the RNG, dude? I'm gonna complain. We are just building pity or looking for a character here, though. Doesn't matter what we get. Bum bum ba da. Ba da 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 do 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 do. Transformers, Biker Mice from Mars, Ghostbusters, The Real Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, among others. I don't know if all of those are a part of the DC whatever, but sure. I do know that the Teen Titans are, because it's like, there's also that movie, what is it, Batman versus Superman or some shit, and like the robot guy's there. So it's like, and I'm pretty sure it's the same robot guy. Or at least they look similar enough for me to believe it. So yeah. They are, it's the same thing, but they don't cross over too much. They don't cross over as much as like something like Marvel does with all of its fucking characters now, where apparently everyone is now a part of everything. That's like one of the things that I don't like about Marvel, is that previously, like, things were separated. You had, like, each character had their movie, but then they all sometimes had a movie together. But now it feels like all the characters are always in the same movie, and so it's like, ugh, fuck my life. Maybe that's also me just not really knowing anything because I don't really watch Marvel, because I don't really care for it. PG treatment, I think. I was listening to the animations that it started with DC, I started with, not DC. Oh, okay. There you go then. Those are good ones though. Biker Mice from Mars, Ghostbusters, The Real Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a fucking great one. I don't know a lot of those, but a lot of them are good. I was gonna say something about Winx Club, but then I remembered the later seasons are garbage and I got sad. Oh, Winx Club has its appeal, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say Winx Club is okay. I think I think I remember watching that. I can't say I actively remember the characters, but the name rings a heavy bell. That's all I can say about Winx Club, is that it rings a heavy bell.
By royal decree.
I, as an Australian though, there is a series that you guys may know. It's what's it called? Mermaids Fish Out of Water or some shit like that. I can't remember its exact naming, but something out of water? No, I can't remember. It's the mermaid one. That was quite popular, and it's like apparently like recognized around the world. I'm not too sure, but that was a very popular Australian one because I think the main actress is Australian, which is quite pog for Australia to be recognized as a country in life. I like that when Australia gets recognized. Man, some people said anime is gross, this and that, but I remember cartoons have characters under 10 kissing and stuff. And back then, I was still a kid, I don't understand a thing. Yeah, well... I'm not sure what cartoons there's 10-year-olds kissing, to be quite frank with you. I'm gonna have to need you... I'm gonna need you to reference or make a reference to an anime where there's characters under 10, because I was thinking of Ben 10 immediately, and I'm like, I don't think any characters kiss in Ben 10 until the one where they are like 18-year-olds. So I'm pretty sure, well, at least in the ones that I've watched, H2O, that's the one. H2O, Fish Out of Water, or whatever it's called. H2, that one, yeah, exactly, that's the one, Bernardo. H2O, I Got Water, or something like that, where the mermaids are there. This goes to show just how much I know about the show.
Off we go. Teamwork is dreamwork.
Finding Nemo? Sorry? Finding Nemo for under 10-year-olds kissing? What the fuck? Did I watch a different Finding Nemo? No. Oh, the mermaid one. No. It's not an animated. It's like just a TV show with people in it. But it's like the premise is if the humans, there's a select 2 to 3 girls that they are girls, they are humans. But if they have some water splashed on them, they start transforming into mermaids. It's a bit of a weird one, but apparently it was really popular because it had a good opening song. I'm not sure how popular it is globally, but in Australia, I think if you're a person that lived in Australia at any period of time, you know H2O. H2O Just Add Water. That's what it was called. H2O Just Add Water, not Fish Out of Water. H2O Just Add Water. Oh my god, I've got literally brain rot. Holy fuck. Yeah, it's quite a popular Australian one. It's H2O? Is it? No, it's not just H2O, man. On God, it's H2O something water. Bro, water is referenced. On God, I'm saying it right now. No, water is referenced. You can't just call a show H2O. Absolutely not. Raven and Robin kissed as young teenagers? Yeah, but young teenagers isn't 10-year-olds. Young teenagers, from my understanding, is like 15 to 16, right? I feel like there's a slight difference between a 10-year-old and a 15, 16-year-old. Or maybe my perception of age is busted, I'm not sure, but that's kind of what I think a young teenager is 15 to 16. Regardless. That is true. The general premise that, like, older TV shows had weirder things is definitely true. Because you can look at The Simpsons. for example, The Simpsons was a childish TV show. Like, we all know this. Like, it was made for children, but it also had shit that children shouldn't be seeing on it, right? It had political problems, it had propaganda, it had a lot of stuff in it. Well, maybe not actual propaganda, but it showed propaganda as a concept. So, like, Simpsons being a children's TV show, it had shit that children shouldn't be seeing. So, it's not a foreign concept for older TV shows to be doing shit that they shouldn't, but you just accept it as, this was for the haha, so it's fine. And I'm kind of with there. It's like, if it's for comedy, I don't give a fucking crap, because you're just trying to make people laugh. In Portuguese, it's called H2O, Mermaid Girls, but that's as far as I know.
First, get into position like this.
H2O, just at water. There you go. This is the one, because the middle actress is Australian. Phoebe Tonkin is Australian. Actually, I think also Claire Holt is Australian or something like that. I'm not sure, but I know Phoebe Tonkin is Australian. So, and this is the Mermaid Show. It's a rather interesting one to an extent. I won't say go watch it right now, because it's fucking dated as shit, and you know what, but it was right. Speaking of TV shows, do you think shows like Bob, the Boys, or The Invincible can get a pass to air into a normal TV instead of streaming service? No. Nope. Absolutely not. As much as I think they should, if I'm gonna be realistic, okay, if I'm gonna be my own opinion, I think they should. I think if you don't want to watch something, don't watch it, and just take like the next however long this is airing, take that away from TV. But if I'm gonna be realistic and as a realist, probably not. Like, the people would complain like, oh, I want to watch TV, but I don't want to watch this gruesome show. I want to watch just something that isn't that bad. And so because of its gruesomeness, even if they do a rating, they will generally avoid putting it on there. But I think it's a good idea, because it spreads the good show, because it's just a quality show, right? But if I'm going to be as realistic as humanly possible, probably not. The Sabins, the Little Mermaid was a blonde mermaid. She could give a human a magic potion, which allowed for underwater breathing. I have not seen that cartoon in decades. I haven't seen that cartoon at all. Mermaid cartoons, I personally haven't watched like The Little Mermaid, or what's it called, the Lone Mermaid. What's that show? I don't know what that TV. The Disney one, the Pixar one. I don't know what it is, but I haven't watched that one either. I'm not that big into that old cartoon. I respect it, but I'm not that into it personally. It's not my cup of tea. H2O is super cheesy, but it's actually pretty good. I think it is. For when it was created, I think it was pretty good. Obviously, yeah, if you look back on it, pretty cheesy. Very, very cheesy. But for when it was created, not that bad. Like, I liked watching it. But you could say the same thing for a lot of TV shows. For example, like Vampire Diaries is something that I watched as a kid. And when it was airing. And like, I look back on it right now, and it's super hard to watch, and it's super cheesy, and it's super obnoxious. But at the time, I was heavily invested. At the time when that was airing, I was in there, dude. I was like, fuck. Like, Damien, or what's his name? Damon? Damon? What's he gonna do? Stefan? What's he gonna do? Elena? But then, now I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't stand Elena. She's so fucking annoying. So on and so forth. Kind of, when your perspective changes, I guess that's kind of how you change. Here we are. Alright, return to the Oasis. I don't know how to get these materials, and I'm gonna be outright honest with you guys. I think this game stinks like eggs, so I'm gonna have to open up the interactive map really, really quickly. Give me just a moment here, because this game is so hard. This game is so hard. But you know what? A show that no one's mentioned right now, which I find rather interesting, even though it's like claimed to be very, very good and very, very interesting. I'll say it. Ren and Stimpy? What the fuck happened to that bad boy? What happened to Ren and Stimpy, dude? I thought people enjoyed Ren and Stimpy. But no one's speaking about it? What the fuck is up with that, dude? Come on. Ren and Stimpy, dude? Come on. It's a great one. It's a fucking great one. I've been watching Hulu on my Xbox One. There's a lot of great content, and it's free to download and it's free to use. Yeah. honestly, I kind of, I'll be honest with you, this may be a bad thing to promote, and I don't want to say pirate things, that's definitely not what I want to say, but with the amount of different streaming services, I just think it's fucking too obnoxious to ask people to sub to like 12 different fucking subscriptions to watch your TV shows, right? Because you can't watch anything Disney unless you're subscribed to Disney. You can't watch Netflix originals unless you're subscribed to Netflix. You can't watch like what's the other one? Apple Plus. You can't watch any Apple Plus shows if you're not on Apple Plus. So it's like, fuck me, I have to like shill out like $200 to watch TV. It's like, oh, suck my nuts. Like $200 a month at that to just watch TV. So I'm not gonna say it right now, but like, just watch shit for free, and that's why I don't fucking pay for a single anime. I don't fucking pay for anime, dude. I ain't gonna pay them, because fuck you. You listen, you put in the effort, but fuck me, give me an avenue to actually watch your show. Give me an actual good avenue to watch show. Make one website, and here's the thing, someone will say Crunchyroll. There's like Crunchyroll, there's fucking Anime Lab, there's Anime this, anime that, Anime Bing Bang Bong, Anime List, Anime Bomb. It's like, there's too many of these. And each one has like different quality. So, pirate shit, go for it. Steal content, fuck him. But not my content. Not my content. Stop running! Not my content. As a kid, we hate Squidward because he was a fun killer. Now as an adult, we related to Squidward more. True. Never heard of Ren and Stimpy? Ren and Stimpy, maybe it was very popular in the West. It's a very old show. It's a very, very old show, and it's a very disturbing show. But the general premise of Ren and Stimpy, I'm assuming this is what we're talking about now. General premise of Ren and Stimpy is it's like these two rodents. It's essentially like cat and dog, but they're two separate beings and they're two rodents. But it's like very disgusting. Maybe you guys know the Ren and Stimpy. These two guys. Like, it's a very, very disturbing show. Like just looking at these scenes right here, like this is a panel from one of the scenes. I think this is also in the show. This is in the show. So it's a rather disturbing show, but it was pretty funny. I won't keep this here anymore because it's pretty fucking disgusting. But it was fucking funny at the time sometimes. I say sometimes because sometimes it was just fucking weird. I don't think anyone ever would feel bad about stealing from Crunchyroll. Yeah, listen, I've heard that Crunchyroll ain't that great, but stealing in general isn't something that should be promoted, but, you know. Ren and Stimpy I used to watch, but it has not aged well. There are a few choice scenes which is still funny. The completely rigged comedian is the only scene which comes to mind. Well, I think the whole show was like a play on... Well, actually, I don't know. I don't remember episode by episode, but I just know it as a disgustingly disturbing show because I watched it when I was younger. But I know the comedian was like fucked up or something. The comedian is like a very weird person. Oh, sorry, not the comedian. The writer is very weird. I've seen the characters. Is it like Happy Tree Friends disturbing? Like, let me... the Happy Tree Friends. Happy... Nah. I don't think so. I think it's a different type of disturbing. Very, very different type. Probably, like, let's say, like, same kind of intensity, but different style. Ren and Stimpy just kind of, like, does gruesome shit. Or, like, does, like, not gruesome, sorry, like, yucky stuff. Very yucky stuff. Like, I think Ren, like, which one is Ren? I think Ren is, like, the skin, like, the furless rat. Like, Ren, I think, at some point, like, skins himself alive, or he like, appears skinned alive. It's fucking weird. I don't want to go into too much detail because it's rather disturbing, and I don't want people to feel weirded out. But it's just a... It's one that people, like, usually bring up to talk about, like, a pretty good show, because at the time, it was rather good, right? People were loving it, people were laughing. It was definitely the most different show out of the lot. And for that, I kind of respect it. But nothing more than that. Alright, there's a chest here that I need to grab, eh? For those who don't know, there's a chest. If you follow this path well enough and closely enough, there's a chest at the end called a luxurious chest. So we're just gonna do this for a few seconds. It's gonna take a while because I have to be very careful because I can't remember the exact pathing. We have to go down. Just gotta focus here for a second. Hold up. This is go up here. Should be right there. There we go. Yep. What a show was called Brothers Grunt. Jesus Christ, it looks weird just from the fucking... There's a lot of weird shows out there, but that one looks weird as well. I've never heard of that one, though. Never heard of that one. Looks disgusting, though. I'll agree. I'm gonna go brain dead with Lisa and ER for a bit. Alright, Neko, good luck with that, buddy. Good luck with that. I'm gonna try to get this weapon up to level 90 now, I guess. It's not gonna get to 90 tonight, but I'm gonna try at least. Gonna give it a go. We've already spent the past 2 hours not getting it to 90, but we still have Elysian... sorry, not Elysian, I'm sorry, Abyss to do on our main account. So we might... We'll get it to 80. If we see if we can get it to 90 with enough resources, then I'll do that as well. But no, not gonna sit here grinding materials for like many hours. Do I consider Courage the Cowardly Dog disturbing? No. No. That's like, you know, kind of like horror-ish, kind of scary. Not disturbing. Absolutely not. Disturbing is something that I would classify as like makes you queasy. You can kind of like, ooh. You kind of like have a bit of a reflex to it in terms of like, oh my god, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? That's kind of more what is counted as disturbing. Something just kind of being frightening, you know, or kind of like a bit kind of eerie inducing. Not really kind of a disturbing show. Just kind of just a bit of a classified as like a pseudo horror. I think that's the best way I can describe Courage the Cowardly Dog is a pseudo horror. Not necessarily trying to give horror vibes, but it does end up doing it. There's a few of them that kind of teeter on that thing because I think Cat and Dog. Cat and Dog is a weird one. I think that's one I've mentioned just earlier, but like I liked Cat and Dog because it was like a weird one, but kind of funny. For those who don't know what Cat and Dog is, it's just imagine like one of those hot dog dogs, the Dachshund, whatever the fuck they're called, however you say it. But essentially, one end is a cat, the other end is a dog. It's kind of like I think that was actually very childish. I'm not actually sure. I can't remember that one fully. I like that one though, kind of humorous. We're there now, so we have to go up. Like, now that you think about it, really when you sit down and think about it, there's a lot of fucking shows. Where, below cursor? Yeah. Oh, we didn't get this waypoint over here, and there's one over there. It says there should be some here, but I don't see any. I guess we'll go up to the massive thing. If anything, I like how people try to uncover some mystery shit and doing video essays on Courage the Cowardly Dog. Oh, you know, though, you could do that about all the old TV shows. I think that's the whole premise of them, right? They were, like I said earlier, like Simpsons does it. Simpsons, like, has a lot of hidden agendas or hidden messages in a lot of its jokes, right? It has a lot of hidden subliminal messages in its, like, jokes and humor. And I think like a lot of old TV shows did that. A lot of old TV shows kind of had, you know, a bit of a different message they're trying to portray in actually what they're saying in their show. And so, you know, once you accept that, you can kind of do that to any TV show. How do they poop the cat dog? They don't. They don't poop. Now you're looking too deep into it. It wasn't that deep. I think it was a very childish show. It was just like a cat and dog being very comical. It's not a very disturbing show, cat dog. It's an overly comedy-based show. There you go. I don't think it did anything kind of majorly disturbing for the most part. Like, but it is a part of that era of disturbing TV shows. Like, I think it said here, like 1998. So, depends on how you look at it, really. But it wasn't that deep in terms of, like, how do they poop or whatnot. Doesn't dog always eat garbage? People do theories that dog actually pooping and not eating the garbage. I'm not sure. See, I didn't look at it that deep. I was just like, oh, cat and dog. Nice. I like cats. I like dogs. I watched the show. I don't really pry into TV shows because, personally for me, I don't care that much, but also sometimes ruin it because, like, you know, for an example of not ruining it is something like The Simpsons, where once you see, like, the family structure of the Simpsons family in The Simpsons, that, like, Homer is the stereotypical father, you know, American father, you know, Marge is a stereotypical American mother, Bart is a stereotypical American son. Once you, like, look at it that way, that's a bit more interesting, but once you analyze the shows on a deeper level, like, you know, what is the meaning behind this, I can't be asked to care. So I have no idea if the dog poops or shits or eats garbage or whatever. Well, let's say yes. I'm gonna hit you with a yes, he does. And I'm gonna act very confident in that answer because I believe it. Because why not, am I right? Why not? I think there should be... No, there shouldn't be. There should be one here. He should be appearing soon. Where is he? How many more do we need, though? That's a good question. We need 14. We have 6, so we need 8 more. No, he's over there. Oh, he's like sonaring? Okay. I do want to go do Abyss soon. Very soon. Bam, bam. Bear in mind, I still haven't even gotten the materials to, like, level up her talents, so we're still very far behind, but oh well. Oh well. Dora the Explorer is really creepy to me as a kid. You may have to elaborate on that, but, you know. I don't think I ever understood the concept of Dora the Explorer. I don't really understood who needs help exploring, because I just didn't get the concept of it. Like, what are we trying to teach kids here with this show? So I never really watched Dora the Explorer, to be quite frank with you. It wasn't part of my things. I don't think it was really broadcast in Australia much. So I think that's another big reason as to why. But I don't really have much of an opinion on Dora because, yeah, never watched it. I just know that she, like, says, "This is my friend Juan. Juan is a guy. Juan, where are you? I'm right next to you, Dora. Dora, I'm right next to you. Oh, Juan, good job. You're right next to me." And it's like, alright, cool. Fair enough, dude. Fair enough. I don't really get it. I used to watch a really weird show when I was a kid about a weird colored cat that teaches yoga. Weird colored cat teaches yoga. just gotta look that up because I'm interested. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea. I have no idea what that is, but that sounds rather interesting. What instantly comes to mind is Pink Panther, but that's not a yoga show. Fighting these enemies is rather difficult. Maybe I can go get some of these other ones that are randomly placed. There's 2 there. Yeah, that sounds like an interesting story, but I remember Pink Panther. I didn't extensively watch Pink Panther, but I did. It's a show that stuck with me because I think the concept of Pink Panther is like he's kind of like a jazz man. He's kind of gives Mr. Bean vibes. But even then, I don't know if you guys watched the cartoon Mr. Bean. That was a banger of a show. That was a fucking banger of a show. The cartoon Mr. Bean. I fucking love that one, but I also love the real Mr. Bean show, so that doesn't really mean much. I think Mr. Bean is just a masterclass of comedy. Oh, don't let me start with Teletubbies or Barney the Dinosaur. Yeah, see, those aren't cartoons anymore. Those are like infant shows. Those are weird shows. The infant shows are the weird ones. I don't even want to talk about Teletubbies or the ones that are targeted towards like toddlers, right? Those are definitely massive misses for me personally. So I won't even bring them up personally. Ren and Stimpy was cartoon made for its time. Gross stuff was popular. You had bog skags, which were these gross monsters with eyes. It could bug out when you swish them. Visible injuries were considered cool. Skateboarding and parkour were popular at the time as well. Yeah, that's exactly it. So it was a disturbing show. That's why it only succeeded at its time. It definitely doesn't succeed anymore. I think Ren and Stimpy is highly classified as a do not watch this show right now because it's fucking weird. Inspector Gadget. I never watched it, but I do know it's good. This might be something that I dreamt about or something. Can go to confirm with my mom later. Mr. Bean is Mr. Based. Can't deny that one, dude. Mr. Bean is Mr. Goddamn Based. I watched the Mr. Bean movie, one of the Mr. Bean movies, rather. Mr. Bean Goes on Vacation, I believe it's called, recently. I didn't watch it all, but I watched a few clips here and there. Mr. Bean is Mr. Based. That's actually a fucking solid name for him. Holy fuck. I love Mr. Bean so much. I think he's so funny. As much as like it's like super easy to kind of dismiss it because it's all visible comedy, it's so good. It's such good visual comedy. Such good. If I have a question, what's up, Izuru? I can answer. I can answer questions. Why is your name Ven? It's a good name. One of the best names on the market. Nice, easy to remember, solid V, easy to say, memorable. If you just summarize it, long name, not that memorable, but if you summarize it to Ven, you can easily memorize it. Impactful, short, you know, just good name, solid name. Solid name in my opinion. Never heard of the Mr. Bean cartoon. I did see the movie. I do not remember anything about it. Well, the thing is, Mr. Bean has multiple movies, and the cartoon is not aired anywhere. I don't think it's really. I think it's finished a long time ago. The cartoon is not as extensive as you might believe. So, yeah. But the movies, he's a great guy, Rowan Atkinson. Being Rowan Atkinson, his recent movie fighting a single bee while housekeeping a rich person while they're gone is pretty good. It's on Netflix, I think. Yep, watch it on Netflix. So that's what it's called. It's Man vs. Bee. That's the name of the series, Man vs. Bee. Very good on Netflix if you guys want a nice comedy watch. It's only like 9 episodes. It's only 9 episodes. Each episode is about 20 minutes. Kind of like a short anime. Very good watch in my opinion. Not trying to sell you guys on Mr. Bean, but Mr. Bean, Mr. God, the guy that you want to be watching. Boom, bam, bam. Okay. How close are we to your weapon now? I can't really check how many of them. Okay, so I need 14. Oh, we have a single roll on the standard banner. I didn't know. Where is this material now? We have 27, 8, 6 into 3. We get 10. No, we get 20 out of that. We get 20 out of that. 20 goes into that. We won't have enough because we need 26 on top of the 14. So we'll clear out this area and then we should have enough. I thought it was a movie. No, you know, you can watch it like a movie because if you put like Netflix on auto kind of like go mode. We can't do this area because I haven't discovered it. Fuck. Fuck. Maybe the enemies still spawn though. Maybe some of the enemies at least still spawn. But yeah, each episode does continue exactly where the previous one left off. So if you kind of watch it in kind of like an auto-watch fashion, then it does feel like a movie. But it's a bit longer than a movie because it's like, what is it, like 3 hours? 2 hours? 20-minute episodes, 9 episodes. It's like a 3-hour watch. But it's still very good. Like, you'll be entertained the whole time, in my opinion. It's like every episode is very different from the other. I don't know why I'm now just promoting TV shows. I have no idea why. But it's a very good movie. You guys are, I call it a movie. It's a very good TV show if you guys are looking for comedy. He's the Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson. Fuck, he's just known as Mr. Bean now. The Bean. Are they down here? Oh, fuck. Oh, I guess they would be underground, right? Ah, shit. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll level up the weapon tomorrow. This is so miserable. This monster is the worst. There was this one cartoon which was pure propaganda piece which tried to represent different countries as different animal types. Sounds based. What if someone's whole life is a comedy? Then no need to watch Mr. Bean, I guess. Hey. Just fair. That's yeah, just watch Vanessence Gaming for that one. Just watch Vanessence Gaming for that one right there. Comedic life. Make 20 of these, hopefully get some bonuses. Nice, 2. 16 of these. Get 10 bonuses. Come on, 10 bonuses. Ah! That's not enough. That's not enough. Okay, but maybe it is. Okay. We need 9. We definitely don't have enough. We need 26 after this, so definitely not enough. But we'll get to 80. We need the blue bandanas. The blue bandana. So this one, we can only have one. We should be able to craft more of these here. Sucrose, where you at? Bam, bam, and bam. Level 80 weapon. Bada bing, bada boom. And then that HP should go up marginally. No, my life today is a whole comedy show that was written by Amy Schumer. It's not funny. Honestly, I was about to say based, but that's not based. That's just truthful. Amy Schumer is the opposite of funny. Just the complete and utter opposite of comedy. Alright, cool. 60% HP on the weapon. That's fucking ridiculous. Actually, technically 80% because of the passive right here. Fuck. Alright. Let us have a look-see here, though. We are now... Let's switch to our main comp for this team, which is Nilou, Traveler, Dendro. Dendro, Traveler. I like using Barbara for healing, and then also Cole, who is only level 50, so we'll have to bump that up a bit. We currently have, with Nilou, 66,000 HP. Max HP, that is. Max HP. That is, like, very high, by the way. That's very high. But if we look at the build, we are sitting at... We don't even have a second 2 set, which is really bad, but we have the most important 2 set, which is 20% HP. As for the other 2 set, you probably want like Hydro, Elemental Mastery, something along those lines. Doesn't really matter. You only need this 20% HP. Kind of think I funneled too much into crit rate and crit damage, but like, even though it doesn't matter, because I've got 158 there percent crit damage, which is kind of crazy to have. So I think I might have to switch some things out, but the 2 tenacity pieces stay because just they're the 2 indeterminate pieces. So the 2 like non-variables on the main stat. Whilst I've got HP here, and HP here. So I can't really get much more HP percentage. I think at this point it comes down to the substats and of these 2 here, which kind of annoying. But I guess we can fiddle around with the stats here. Maybe we can try to get like a HP percentage with HP substat big juice piece. As I sift through them here, there's HP percent with H. Okay, so we can get more HP here. Okay. Opposed to this one having no HP on it, so it's immediately better. And by better, I mean massive quotations there. So we'll level this up, and it's also Gilded Dreams, which is a good set for Elemental Mastery, and we'll also get that 80 Elemental Mastery. Goes into crit rate, the better stat to get, because obviously everyone wants to crit and no one wants to not crit, obviously. Classic. But we would preferably like to just fully get crit rate. I don't really care about crit damage, because here's the thing. Her Bountiful Cores, Nilou's Bountiful Cores, don't crit. They are considered a transformative reaction, so you don't really need to crit massive numbers. You just want crit rate for when she actually does her damage during her building of her circle, or sorry, whilst pressing her skill. You just want to be able to deal damage with those hits and it to be decent. So we're actually looking for crit rate and the actual raw HP here, just to get that 70,000 HP mark. Okay, 13% crit rate. Fucking hell! Alright, crit rate's higher than crit damage, boys. Nice. Okay, very good. Continue to use these garbage pieces that I don't really care for. Not really paying attention to my artifacts because I don't care. They don't matter all that much. Okay, I would okay, if it goes crit rate one more time, that's fine. But I'd really prefer a HP roll. That might sound weird, but I think I would prefer a HP roll. Just to get more HP. Her damage is purely based on HP. Like, every ounce of damage she does is pretty much purely based on HP. So, 1 HP roll goes a long way. But I know that when I ask for something, I don't get it, so it's gonna go crit rate. No, it goes attack. The most useless thing. Alright, that's fine. We'll switch to that. What do we lose, though? We lose... Okay, we gain 10% crit rate, but we lose about 7% crit damage. And we gain 300 HP. That's great. That's good. This piece... I leveled this one up recently, and we switched to this one. This one's actually pretty alright. We're going to stay with that. But with this one, we're going to see if we can maybe get... Now, here's... I don't think you want Dendro damage thing on her. Even though she can be the one to react, she's usually not going to be the one to react to cause the bloom. It's usually going to be a Dendro character because her Dendro or her Hydro application is super high. So I think we're going to want HP percent, and I'm going to put HP as a substat here. I'm going to just look for that. This one. Or maybe a Gilded Dreams. We have a Gilded Dreams. Maybe we have a Gilded Dreams helmet. HP percent with HP. Do I want it to be a full support? Yeah. The thing is because crit is just not a stat on her. I've seen people recommend crit. You don't really need crit on her. It's just cap. It's just the most utter cap out there. I've seen people say, oh, HP, EM, crit. It's like, nah. Just no crit. It's irrelevant. You don't need her to deal the actual damage because the Bountiful Cores are going to be absolutely smoking it out. Or maybe they were saying that about Nahida. I'm not too sure. Welcome back, Bernardo. Welcome back. Among actors, you have bad actors. Then there are the ones which are just average. The upstarts, which are better than the experience, which exists like Will Smith. Then you have high tiers like Morgan Freeman. The absolute greatest can play literally any role. Yeah. Oh, great HP roll right there. You have described how acting works. Yes, that is exactly it. There are bad actors and there are also good actors, and then there are the best actors. That is true. That is completely and utterly true, that there are good and then there are bad, and then there is also in the middle. I wouldn't say, though, that Morgan Freeman can play any role. Okay, another HP role. Amazing. Let's fucking go. He can play a lot of roles. I wouldn't say he can play the role of a child, but he can play a lot of roles. He can't play the role of an athlete. He can't play the role of a video gamer. He probably doesn't really understand what a video game is. Not talking down to his age, but it's very indicative. So, yeah, he can play a lot of them, but not everything. But then again, I think Ryan Reynolds, like, played a child in a movie at some point. Isn't Deadpool meant to be a child or something? Okay, no HP roll here, that's fine. If we can get one more HP roll to get this 1k HP, that'll be pretty pog. And you found the name of the cat show. Tell me, man. Tell me. Go ahead. What is it? Oh, so close. Alright, HP roll, please. Oof. Alright, well, that's fine. Do I want to drop this much? Okay, so with this set, with that piece right there, how much base HP was in that? 67,000 on the dot, dude. 67,000 on the dot. If I equip this helmet, it's not going to go up by that much. It's just going to go up by 800, right? It's just going to go up by 800. No, that's the wrong one. This one. Yeah. And it's like I'm dropping a lot of crit rate and crit damage for something that isn't that great, so there's absolutely no reason to do that. So that was essentially a waste of levels. So, alright, fair enough. Currently, okay, 67,000. It's not where I want to be, but that's fine. Because the sword isn't max level yet, so maybe we'll get a bit more from the sword. That'll boost it up by raw. I'm waiting for them to add another HP percent 2-set bonus. That would be really good, but right now we're not really looking for a 2-set bonus. It's almost 9 o'clock. We're going to start the Abyss run at 9 o'clock, and then we'll see what happens. But as for Cole, we're building her up as well. But the thing is, upgrading Cole is miserable because she needs the flowers, the mushrooms, the Rukadavada mushrooms. I like Will Smith bit in the sky and slap the shit out of Chris Rock. He's so funny. Slap the shit out of Will Smith. That was kind of funny. I kind of never really thought Will Smith was overly amazing. I don't really watch... I think I only liked his role in Bad Boys. I don't really know Will Smith in any other roles. I don't really watch his... I don't look at Will Smith and be like, okay, I need to watch this guy's movies. You know what I mean? I'm not that big of a Will Smith fanboy personally. So that's my view. And he's like, yeah, I like Bad Boys, but that's just kind of because there was the dichotomy between the two guys. Lawrence, not Lawrence Fishburne. I can't remember the actor's name for the other guy, but yeah, I'm not really there for Will Smith. I only know the show's name in Portuguese. It's Hora da Yoga Globe. Sorry if I butchered that pronunciation, by the way. I do apologize. I can just look it up, yeah. I may or may not say this, but I believe this might just be a Portuguese show, by the way. Because I've never seen this cat, and I don't think it has an English name. Yeah, I don't think it has an English name. Because I've never seen that cat. But hey, if it's interesting, watch it, man. Do not place Morgan Freeman in S tier. He is an A tier. Oh, okay. I would have put Morgan Freeman. I think Morgan Freeman's great, but I don't think if the standard of an S tier actor is to play any role ever, then no actor fits in that role because they're like your age bracket defines where you can act. So I don't think any actor's in S tier then by that standard. Just as an FYI. I'm just hoping I didn't level up a second stringless. I didn't. Okay. I'd watch Keanu Reeves instead of Will Smith any other day. Absolutely. I think Keanu Reeves is much more endearing and much more much more enticing to watch. You kind of get a lot more excitement. And I think his overall movie quality is a lot more realistic, as Keanu Reeves has stated that he just makes the movies as realistic as humanly possible. Goes a long way doing that one. But yeah, I'd agree. Keanu Reeves over Will Smith any day. It's Latin? Oh. Well, yeah, I just don't think it has an English name, so must be just, yeah, specific to that region. Also in Spanish, but that show was really weird. Oh, there you go then. Well then, if it's weird, don't watch it. Absolutely no watches. Okay, we might be able to get this to level 90 here. This might be this weapon to level 90, thus making my Cole slightly stronger. I have just been sitting here on a UI for the past hour, almost, or past 20 minutes. How do I get an hour and 20 minutes mixed up? Don't ask. We need 4 gold plates and 12 blue arrows. Okay, can I make 4? Can make exactly 4. Hopefully, Ayaka, you can get us a bonus here. Get 1 bonus, come on, for fun. Cringe. And then it was 12 arrows. Sucrose, do your job. Matrix 4, never heard of it. I haven't, listen, I can't speak on the Matrix. I never watched any of the Matrixes. It's not like a movie that kind of interests me, so I never watched it to begin with. But like, you know, from what I've heard, they kind of like just did really poor, they made poor choices when making the future Matrixes. Like different actors and whatnot. Bit different of a premise or something like that. So here's the thing as well. The Matrix and having sequels to The Matrix, does it really make sense? I don't know. I don't know how much it makes sense. I've never watched any of them. But sometimes it doesn't make sense to have sequels, right? Because imagine having a sequel after Lord of the Rings. And that's essentially my point right now that I'm trying to make is like, what this is like, imagine having a sequel after the Lord of the Rings. It's such a conclusive and decisive ending. Having a sequel after it just doesn't make sense. Like, what are you making a sequel about? Absolutely nothing. HP, attack, energy recharge. I don't think I need as much energy recharge on this character as I have. I'm gonna maybe see if I have elemental. Actually, I don't even think you want energy recharge on this character, period, but what is a burst cost? Burst cost is at 60, so you probably don't. You just kind of want it as a thing on the side. So let's see. Let's set this to Gilded Dreams and see if we have any elemental mastery. Elemental mastery with energy recharge. There it is. Because we don't, again, we don't need a crit with her because this is a full transformative reaction team. But we might as well get the one that does have crit rate in it, right? So equip that one. Any of the same ones. There's this one, but it has double HP on it. It's better than nothing. We'll get that one. Why not? This piece is ready energy recharge. There isn't any extra good ones, so it's fine. Keep that energy recharge for now. Then we get this one to be... We want this to be EM, so I have nothing for now. We'll chuck that. Because it's better than nothing. And then within 8 seconds of triggering reaction... Yeah. Yeah, I followed Harry Potter back in the days. I watched it... I didn't watch the early Harry Potters when they were being released because I don't think I was old enough. I think I was like an infant, so I didn't really know. But the later Harry Potters, I think after the Goblet of Fire, I started watching and paying attention to them, but I do not remember a single thing except for the last movie and specific few scenes from the last movie. Or last 2 movies, that is, because it was 2-parter. There are these rare actors which are the best character regardless of which role they cast in. The old woman in the movie Lady in Black is a good example. Daniel Radcliffe did decently in that movie as well. Yeah. Sure, I agree. Why not go with 4-piece Dendro? I'm pretty sure my Traveler has that, right? No? Isn't my Traveler doing that? Oh no, he's just going for full AM. That's a good point. Yeah, 4-piece Dendro. True, I need that Dendro shred. I thought my Traveler was wearing it. Alright, we'll switch to that. And that's already leveled up. So we'll switch to that one. Cool. That's a good suggestion. Sorry, I should have known that. Kind of play this game moderately for a life. Who do we test our damage on, though? That is a great question. I think I usually do it on this motherfucker here. It's easier to do it. Correlate won't be doing much damage, though. Because she's not level 80 or 90 yet, so... No, let's not expect much. I just want to see what numbers the Bountiful Cause can do. We're not going to expect massive things here, because it's just this guy. Because I'm going to kill this guy, and we're going to go do Spiral Abyss. And Spiral Abyss is a thing in this game. But I also don't know who you're talking about there, Nicholas, with the lady in black, as is a hood example, because I've never watched that movie. Alright, here we go. Break this thing, and then wait, what order do I want to do this in? About 29k from the explosions. 29k from the explosions isn't too bad, right? That was pretty good. Let's go to another boss again. Let's go do another one. I think we can do... None of these are fun to fight, to be quite frank with you. Guess we'll go do this guy. That was alright. That was alright. Dendro Core, or Bountiful Core, does about 30k with all the buff stuff. I'll give it. We just need better Dendro characters in the game to kind of make this even better. I didn't really know what was happening on the screen. I wasn't really paying attention. No, I won't be able to do his down phase. Oh, fuck me. $24k. Oh yeah, I forgot how miserable this is to do with the character that can break them. We don't have Electro, so we can't really do this. They kind of destroyed that shit though, what the fuck? That's kind of okay. I don't know. I think it's quite strong. I think it's quite strong for like a pretty mediocre build. I think it's quite strong. This lady could be doing a bit more. Probably get Gilded Dreams on her. I think that's pretty cool. You know, could get rid of this crit rate helmet, get like a elemental mastery helmet, instantly do more damage there because they don't crit. Maybe we have that already. Maybe we already have an elemental mastery helmet for it. We do. Let's see what the difference is. Level this up. Yeah, honestly, this was a waste to level up, so I'm just going to get rid of it. I think we should be able to get some pretty... a lot higher value out of something like the Traveler here. What is it? Energy recharge? That's fine. This is why we need a training dummy. I just want to test the damage on an enemy instead of having to go to bosses. This is so fucking cringe. Gandalf was forbidden to use his real power. He broke that promise when he fought the Balrog. Yeah, dude, power. Power to Gandalf. He's one of the greatest guys in history, I'll be honest with you. I love Gandalf. I love Gandalf so much. Now we're sitting at, look at this, 1,000 Elemental Mastery instead of 800. So that's her. I think she's also just running a Dendro. I think you do want to run a Dendro damage bonus here. I think that's slightly better than running a Elemental Mastery. Because Dendro, the thing is considered Dendro damage, so you have to kind of. And they are the reactor. What boss are we doing? None of them are fun to fight. Can't do that guy. Can't do anything here. Fuck, none of these bosses can live past, like, a certain point. I guess we'll try him. Pretty good. Now, Cole needs to get to the same Elemental Mastery threshold of 800. And, sorry, 1,000. And then we also need to get her to level 90. And then we level up Nilou to all her talents to, or level up her weapon to 90. Then we get her talents up to 9 or 10 at least. I think I might crown him. And then, only I had one of these ones. No, not that one. Having her C2 is also crazy, isn't it? By characters affected by the Golden Chalice deal Hydra damage to an opponent, that opponent's Hydra res is decreased by 35. And then when you trigger a Bloom reaction, you decrease their Dendro res. That'd be fucking insane as well. 35% Dendro resistance trait is pretty incredible. But I guess that's an ideal world, isn't it? Having constellations on characters. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum. I don't have a single ultimate, but that's fine. Oh my god, 31,000 on the Bountiful Cause. That was alright. Boom, 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 boom. Switch, please, thank you. Planning to have everyone in the party run, yeah, I think everyone in the party is going to be Dendro immune anyway. Need everyone to be at, like, super high EM, so you'd probably also just not want Barbara. Probably like a Jingcho built for EM or something like that, I don't know. Maybe him for, like, a battery. But then you don't have a healer. We need a Dendro healer to replace fucking Cole. And then Traveler gets replaced by, hey, I can shoot him down, can't I? I totally forgot. I'm only wondering why he's not coming down. Can you shoot him? Oops, wrong order. You need a not Cole, sorry. You need what's her face, Nahida, for a lot of things to function. Then a duration extension from her C1 on what's her face's skill would be nice. Listen, it's right. For all of this actually being AoE, I think it's actually really good. Because it is AoE damage. She isn't a single target character, this Nilou character. She's not a single target, so... It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm satisfied with Nilou. I don't know what people are complaining about with her character. I think she's an absolutely busted lady. I think she absolutely does amazing. Oh shit, we got some rolls. Hold up. A wizard is never early or late. He arrives precisely when he remembers. Ah! Honestly, fair enough, dude. Fair enough, dude. Just skill-based. Skill-based, dude. It's just skill-based. What can I say? It's just, that's just how you get 5 stars. You just roll. Just fucking roll, guys. You don't get a 5 star? Just fucking roll. Just roll on the character. Another one? Here it is. Don't get too cocky now. It'd be funny if this next one was a 5-star though. What's the plan for tomorrow? Probably a Honkai with Overwatch in it somewhere. We're just gonna bust through a lot of our Honkai like weeklies and dailies, Elysian Realm, and Abyss and whatnot, and then we'll probably play some Overwatch. I've been very much enjoying Overwatch, so we're gonna play a lot more of that as like filler streams. But then again, and every Friday will be Monster Hunter. So if people are wondering where Monster Hunter is gonna be, it's just every Friday we'll play a bit of Monster Hunter as a bit of a chill game where we play something completely different. Anyway, let's go do the Abyss now. But yeah, enjoy dinner, Cares, by the way. Catch you tomorrow, man. Catch you tomorrow. Enjoy dinner. Oh my god, I got a lot of gems. Hold up. I might be able to roll one more time. Maybe able to do one more roller. One more rolly. Please. Oh, I can. Let's go. Another one. Come on. Come on! Hyperion this Friday because next week Thursday will be the new patch. Alright, cool. Well, the thing is, because of when Hyperion Lounge actually releases, we just watch it as like as a video. I don't watch it live because like Hyperion Lounge is at like midday for me, so it doesn't. That's fine. That's fine. We'll watch it. We'll see what happens, and then Thursday I guess will be a Honkai day as well. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday, because this Thursday will probably be full Overwatch because on that grind, trying to get to level 80 in Overwatch because it's pretty fun. But I think Overwatch is also, I don't know when, I think it's on the 25th, and I think, if I check the calendar really quickly, when is the 25th? That is a next Tuesday, Overwatch is having an event, and I'm gonna play that in my spare time, but I'm probably also gonna stream it because the Overwatch events are quite fun to play. Let's go quickly do the Spiral Abyss! This is a new Spiral Abyss, so this is going to be new fun, I think. If I believe in myself, I should be able to do this without retrying it all. That also means I have to think about it. In summary, the buff is deal Dendro core damage to win. So, Nilou. But then they also have electro damage at some point in here, so it's like kind of weird. Yeah, so Dendro cores deal a lot more damage, and Burgeon High Bloom does a lot more damage. But when you have Kazuha and Venti, it doesn't really mean much to you. So we're just going to chuck in our random schmamdom team of these fuckers. And then the other team will be something like this, and this. It doesn't matter what I put in for the first two floors, floor 9 and 10, because I'll win regardless. And then for the other two, I need to put a bit of thought in. You know, Shenhe, one of the characters that literally only works with cryo characters, I'm running with everything but cryo characters. That's how much you have to care about these first two floors. Specifically, when you got a Kazuha in your team. Kazuha has done the most damage so far, and he's pretty much done nothing. He's just pressed the E button. Boom. Bam. Bring them all into the freeze zone. They all get frozen. Zhangling, go do this one. Boom. It's that simple, guys. Just press the buttons and win. Wow. Very nice. Chuck that in. Classic Venti, doing Venti things. Just wait. Patience is a virtue. Think you can get away? Yeah, see? Think you can get away? Wow. Wow. It's so difficult. Bum, 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 bum. Elemental Mastery. And should they create that wall? No, what? No, he doesn't create a wall. Sorry, a pillar. Boom. Okay.
Take your true form.
Excuse me, good sir. Could you fuck off? Thank you. They need to remove shields in this game. Nobody likes them. Let's be absolutely honest. Nobody likes them.
My will embodied.
Get rid of shields, man. There we go. See this one enemy that doesn't have a shield? I like this guy. He's not ruining the fun. Bro, they add a shield to the game. I've got anxiety. Maybe that's why people think that this place gives anxiety, is because there's too many shields.
Shine down.
I will have order.
Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. Ooh.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Classic Electro does nothing to Hydro. Oh, I love this game. It's really, really good. Bam. There we go. There we go. It's clockwork, boys. It's absolutely clockwork. None of these are good, but guess we'll go for the left one. It's absolutely elementary, Watson. Boom.
No, my soul.
Bam.
Rain cutter.
It's is that? Yeah, that is Sherlock. Ooh, love the enemy that melee characters can't hit. It's almost like they made this enemy in spite of nerfing specters. So you nerf one thing only for another thing to be annoying. Yeah, wow. That's crazy. Pog. This game is Pog, dude. Look at this. Ready? These three guys. These three guys are much harder than the previous, like, 10 fungi I had to fight. Oh, wow. Look at this. Wow. Wow. Difficult. Wow. Wow. Aggravate reactions. Aggravate reactions deal more damage. Wow. I actually might run an aggravate team. Psych. No, I won't. No, I won't. Stick Kazuha there with someone. Pretty much anyone. Let's go for Tartaglia. We'll use something different. We'll use not Jean. We'll go for Jingeth Cho. We're chucking at Yamiko. Other team, Venti, this and that. Boom, send it. Why not? Just send it. Normal attack damage, max HP. Yalan will one-shot everything.
Right here, right now, right here. I'm always watching. Emerge, right here, emerge.
The wind knows me.
Let me read you a verse. Rain outlines your fate. Huh?
One with nature.
Right here, emerge, right now.
Are they immune to Electro? Crinky. Boom. Don't really know what's happening, but we're here.
Witness the power of Gawak. Rain outlines your fate. Huh?
Fallen leaves.
Why not? We'll chuck that in.
My night.
Right here, emerge, right now.
11,000. That's not really that high. Maybe I should build my Yamiko, right? Work smart, not hard. Work smart, but not hard. But hard, but smarter. But also, make the game harder. That's my opinion.
Quiet. Here. Illusion shattered. Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down. Gotcha.
Maybe I should rebuild my Yamiko. I'm kind of thinking about that now. Because I think Yamiko rerun's going to be after, what's her face? But then again, I don't really like the fucker an idiot, don't I? I don't really like the fucker, do I?
Let me read you a verse. Know my soul. Huh? Nothing lasts forever. Right
nature.
I don't even know what.
Brace yourself.
Yeah, Miko's next patch. Oh yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, true. Probably still not gonna roll on her. Even if she was the next patch, I would be like, yeah, honestly, I don't really care about her, do I? Why roll on Yaimiko when that's Yelan, eh? Why roll on Yaimiko when that's what Yelan can do, dude? I'm gonna roll on fucking Yelan, dude. She's too good and too attractive. It's just an unfair combination.
Into the wind. Let your guard down.
But then again, Tartaglia can also just do that. This fucking game is just easy! No matter who you use, this game is just easy. Oh, Yelan can do this, then Tartaglia can do that, and then fucking Yaimiko does this, and that, fucking easy. I breathe and the enemies fucking fall.
Stabilize.
Think you can get away? There is no escape.
Order cut.
Busted. Illusion shattered. Yahoo! Time for takeoff.
I will have order.
Quietly now.
I'm ecstatic, and then electro damage gets buffed here, so you have to pretty much run, you know, the big ones. We can go for a Raiden Shogun top team, Venti, Jing Cho, and now because it's a floor 11, I'll actually probably make a structured team, but we'll go with this, and then we'll have a healer in there for God knows whatever the fuck reason. I guess we'll go with Barbara, and then maybe will that team work actually? That there, but then we got this guy over here, which I'll have to deal with. I'll have to make an electro team, but I think we could also just burn it down with these motherfuckers, so it doesn't actually matter in the end. So actually, just these first three. We don't really even need the last one, but I guess I'll make it a Hydro character for that Hydro resonance, which is HP bonus, right? Is there any other Hydro character in the game? I guess Tartaglia, just like get that resonance going. Gossip, if you'd like to hear. Listen, gossip is a very loose term as to what it implies. I'll need a bit more information about what it's about. Like spoilers? You mean spoilers? I don't really care about spoilers, to be honest with you. I read them all the time.
The wind knows me.
I know everything that's happening. Scaramouche is being removed from the game. I know all these things.
One with wind and
I know everything.
Rain cutter. Rain outlines your fate. Know my sword.
one with nature.
Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion. Ha! Ha!
No spoilers aren't gossip necessarily. Well, it depends on what you're gossiping about. Sure, hit me with the gossip, I don't care.
Solidify.
Busted.
Order cut. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Quietly now.
Your sacrifice is ready.
I will have order.
Venti's English VA got married. Is that gossip? Usually isn't gossip. I guess gossip is just kind of like the talk. That's congratulations to Venti's voice actor. I don't know her personally, but congratulations to her. Congratulations. Absolutely. Massive W for her. Not the world, but for her.
There is no escape. Let me lead your path.
Into the wind.
Rain outlines your fate. Shine down.
Well, actually, just mentioning Venti's VA, I recently was redoing the event, the Mondstadt event, because I was getting gems on my main account to get the 2 swords. Oh, sorry, on my side account. And when Venti was performing that song, it's quite nice singing, to be honest with you. But you could, that's like one of the few times that it's very easy to distinguish that Venti's VA is a female instead of a male. Generally speaking, I think it's rather hard to actually distinguish that the Venti's VA is a female. But that one section where Venti sings like a song is actually showcase, or rather, it's easier to tell that Venti's VA is female, which I found rather interesting. No real reason, just found it interesting.
Take it easy. Wouldn't let your guard down.
Solidify.
Gotcha.
Busted.
Boom. Okay. It's going good so far. Is this the last floor? Chamber 3 it is. Alright. I guess we'll go for the 40% instead of 20.
There is no escape. Well, into the wind. Rain outlines your fate. Harm to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Time to go. Falling leaves. Adorn my night. One with nature.
Let me read you a verse.
Too many fucking visual effects. Holy sh! I can barely see. Jesus fucking Christ. There's way too many visual effects there. I can barely fucking see. I'm going blind. Fuck my life.
Gotcha. Quietly now.
Solidify. This is order.
Gotcha.
There we go. Alright, floor 11 done. Floor 12. This has the shit enemy at the end. Want the Electro team on the right side, or on the bottom team. Do we want double Electro? Probably not. We don't want Yaimiko, really. We don't need it. Just need this lady, probably. Actually, we might go double Electro, but it might be Fischl. The thing is, though, we need CC on the top for the most part. I think Kazuha, obviously. We can't really do the... You know, maybe Hu Tao on the top team and the bottom team, and then the top team is full AoE shit. Like, because we can go some like I don't even know if my Hu Tao is that strong, but we'll see. And the top team can be carried by the fact that we have Kazuha, this, that. I'm not really sure about this bottom team. I think I'm at a 3-star essentially. But we'll see what happens. That. Nah, top team will die immediately. I guess Jean as a healer. Why not? I'll be able to tell if this is gonna go shit immediately.
One with nature.
Probably should have infused that with something.
Tidal wave. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Yep. Colors. healers.
The wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
Busted. Take it easy. Here comes the catch. I swear by my sword.
Into the wind.
Quietly.
Ow.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night. The wind knows me.
Ah! Oh, I hate these fucking healing pieces of garbage. You know, there's a reason why the enemy don't actually have active healers. Because it's not good game design, is it?
Busted.
It's not really good game design to give the enemy healers, because guess what? They can fucking heal. They're already tanky as fuck. But whatever. I didn't realize they didn't put a gatherer on this team. Guess it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Solidify.
Illusion shattered.
Ah! What achievement is that?
Some target pressure. By royal decree.
Order guide
Shine down. Now you shall perish.
100,000! Wow, Raiden Shogun putting in the work!
Where do you think you're going?
I don't think Electro doesn't have the buff here. It's only in floor 11. That's interesting. I don't think I didn't think I'd ever do a 100,000 Raiden Shogun crit without like an actual team.
Illusion shattered. Odds revealed by
Interesting.
This is order.
Nope. That's interesting. Wow. Probably should have put a gather on this team, at least Venti, maybe. Nah. More crit rate, crit damage? Sure, why not?
Gotcha.
Shouldn't let your
Yeah,
guard
this
down.
is not going to be that great, is it?
Quietly now.
I hit him, but whatever. Even when this game is meant to work, it doesn't.
Wait. Hear me.
This is a very poor team choice on my behalf. Maybe also I didn't have Kazuha. Burst there at the... Wait, I didn't put Jing Cho anywhere? God damn, maybe I'm throwing.
Gotcha.
Wind strike.
We don't really need single target for the last chamber, so we can just use that here.
Quietly now.
I think Tut. Oh yeah, the last guys are also Hydra, aren't they? So. Yeah. Woo! Alright. Who's this? Who's this? I don't remember. Oh yeah, this guy, isn't it? This guy's a guy.
Solidify.
Oh yeah, I won't get this. No, definitely not.
By royal decree.
Stabilize. Order guide
Fuck, my life is immune too much.
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternally.
Right, and you had to crit once. You got like a 16% bonus from this whole, like, floor buff, and you couldn't even do it with that.
Solidify. This is order.
that one.
Odds revealed by... Time to go. Shine down. Ha! Now you shall perish. Ha!
Alright. Cool. Kind of getting skeptical about that last boss. I can't remember exactly how they work, but elemental burst damage. Who is it? Oh, this is the guys.
Busted. Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Yeah, the element choice might have been bad because these guys are Hydro.
Into the wind. I swear by my sword. Quiet now. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Busted.
Okay. Was that like 9 minutes and something to do this last guy? 9 minutes and 10 seconds, eh?
By royal decree.
I will have
Weirdly enough, I use this thing to break it quicker. Zhongli.
Wings of darkness. Come, sever that.
There is no escape.
Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion. Odds revealed by...
This is order.
There is no escape. By royal decree.
Do that. This.
You shall perish.
Nah. Ryan's not critting enough. Just not enough damage as well. Should have put Jingcho instead of Fischl.
Gather. I will have order.
Odds revealed by...
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Shine down. Torn to oblivion.
I'll do it in my spare time. I can't be asked. Oh, but I want to. Why does this get to be so garbage? I also think these fish apps stink. To be honest with you.
One with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
Overload Hu Tao? No, it's absolute garbage, Overload Hu Tao. I don't know how they can make such an elemental reaction that meant to be so powerful so bad, but I guess maybe my Hu Tao stinks. Again, I also think they should remove this immunity window from him spawning. I don't really fucking see the purpose of it.
There is no escape.
Order guide. Gather.
Midnight Phantasmagoria. Illusion shattered. Time to go. There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Stabilize.
Oz revealed by fire. Illusion shattered. Wings of darkness, come. Horn to oblivion. By royal decree, shine down. Shadow Raven, let night fall.
I will have order.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, if I could scream my lungs out of my chest, I fucking would. That's cool. We did the Spiral Abyss, and it was moderately easy. One restart, but didn't have to restart the whole team. I think that's fine. It was just a gameplay fuck up. I could have done the first round. I did do the first round 10 seconds faster, and then the last one ends up being obviously faster as well when you kind of line up your cooldowns a bit better. So, in the end, we succeeded. And let's look at our... Rather, sorry, not let's look at our... We may actually, because we're very close to the end of the stream, I might spend some time farming for some more Nahida materials. Nahida is launching next patch, the next Archon, Dendro Archon. And here's what we're currently sitting at with our gem count. I could do some reverse maths as to how much I actually have. I guess I will do it really quickly in terms of we don't have to convert our 16 times the 160, that's 2,560 plus 41428, currently sitting at 43,000 rolls. 43,000 primo gems, which is quite a lot. That's a guaranteed Nahida, if I, in general, if I get unlucky. But also an almost guaranteed weapon. No. Very close to a guaranteed weapon. We're good. We're good in terms of rolls. We are trying to get full Nahida, her and her weapon. And that's that. Kind of, essentially almost the same amount of gems that I got for my Tignari, which is kind of insane. But yeah, kind of excited. We're going to spend a bit here farming for her material. She needs these flowers that are on the side of goddamn mountains. Not an overly fun material to farm, but we're going to get them. Also, depending on what book it is in this thing, it depends on if we'll go get that. It is Admonition. I believe she wants, not Admonition, so we're not going to go get those. As for the boss materials, you can't do that. She has the Dendro Hyperstasis launching next patch, so can't get that. I think generally we've actually got pretty much everything that I need for her in, like, a high quantity. I hate these fucking commissions. I don't know if anyone who plays Genshin, these fucking commissions suck. Chasing this fucking weird ball of bullshit. These commissions stink like ass. Bro, just let me kill some guys or heal each other or something, and let that be the commission. I don't have to think. I just wanna do. I don't wanna have to think. That's like my life motive. Let me do, not think. Nah, they're not that bad, but fuck. I have to actually, like, Because you can fail those. You're like, if you can fail those, I guess that's maybe why they're good. Actually, I don't mind. You can fail. But fuck, I hate failing. But having the option to fail is good. Swift Slayer.
One with nature.
Order guide you.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I feel about that last boss thing. The Simon unit, or whatever it's called. I don't really know how I feel about it. I feel like it's easy, but it feels a bit like how the mechanical array should have been done, to be honest with you. The Simon unit it has a lot of HP, but it feels more balanced than the mechanical array. Even though the mechanical array, essentially, it's like you have more uptime in terms of damaging the mechanical array. It just feels a lot better. Like the Simon thing, which is the enemy, the triangle guy, feels a lot better. I think it's because it doesn't have downtime. You technically don't have any actual like downtime in terms of damaging Simon. When he goes into that phase, yeah, you do have downtime, but it's so easy to deal with. You just need one electro character and it kind of goes away. Whilst the mechanical array is very easily made fucking annoying by the fact that has like a down phase of immunity where he takes no damage for like a long time. I don't know. I feel like they should really revisit a lot of old bosses, because I know for a fact they're gonna eventually add the mechanical array back to the Spiral Abyss. It's gonna be added to like floor 10 as like an introductory boss. So I think they should revisit it, just to make it slightly more balanced and fun.
Thank you for
Commissions. Alright. Boom. Now I'm going to quickly open up Honey Impact. Those who don't know, that's the website I use for the Genshin Impact information, is Honey Impact. I've been asked about that a few times. I thought you could see the URL in the videos. But yeah, it's Honey Impact. Nahida, you are... What book do you use again? It's Ingenuity, that's the one. We need how many in total? We need 168 Calpalata Lotuses. And I, right now, have... Are they here? No, they're not even here. 94. So we need a few more. I do believe I have these zones marked. Yeah, we need what? That's like a 70 or so more. 70, 60, 80. So like 3 more resets. And we are good to go for the Nahida. Then we need Dendro. I've got a lot of fragile resin saved up for her. I think. 41 fragile resin saved up. So we're good on the boss department. Fuck it. This is all looking good. It's all coming up Jimmy. Did I miss anything? I think I missed some. Yeah, there we are. I thought I knew this was like an 8 spot instead of a 6 spot. Boom. Boom. Boom, ba bum 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 bum. I don't know why they decided to call the yellow flower Nilou Lotus. Is there like something bad about it?
Time to go.
Because surely they just named it after something. Maybe a Nilou is a thing. I'm not exactly sure about the origins.
One with nature.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Nilou itself means blue. Oh, then because it's a blue lotus, isn't it? Oh shit. They did it because it's a blue lotus? No. By saying Nilou Lotus, you're saying Blue Lotus? Oh, okay, so the actual Nilou. Oh, I honestly, by the way, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, but that means, okay, that itself means Blue Lotus, okay. Mistranslation, who knows? I don't know. There's a fair few things that don't really make much sense in Mihoyo. I don't know. I'm not overly bothered by it. Again, it's not my thing to comment on, but Blue Lotus. Maybe it's a lotus of lotuses. Maybe it's the original lotus flower. You know, maybe it's the very... But, okay, so then what is this one? Calipalata. Again, butchering pronunciation, but surely that one's fine, no? Is it, or is this like yellow... Does Calipalata mean yellow lotus, yellow blue lotus, but lotus, blue lotus? Surely that one's not messed up, right? Surely Mihoyo doesn't mess up things 2 times in a row, right? Surely not. They wouldn't mess things up twice in a row, right? Opening this thing is so difficult. Hey, yo, whoa. That's over there. Could have started sooner. Six more wishes to hit soft pity. I would not recommend using your gems, by the way. That's just a hint from me. Or a tip from me. But you do you. You do absolutely you. I'm not gonna tell people how to play the game. Listen, there's nothing from a standard banner that's all that important, let's be real. There's nothing that's all that important. So there's no reason to even try, you know? There's no reason. Just wait. Patience is a virtue, some would say. Waiting for the Paimon. When does that reset? Like, it should be soon, right? 14 days. Oh, at the start of the new patch, okay. No. Yeah, at the start of the new patch. New patch is rather close. I wasn't expecting it so soon. I can get front from there and the reset from BP. True and real. Honestly, I got 2. I just realized that I got 2 5-stars on the standard banner on my Asian account back to back, almost. Because yesterday, when we rolled, no, the last time when I rolled for Nilou, I don't know what stream that was. I think it was yesterday or the day before. When I was rolling on Nilou, I rolled and got a Nilou. And then just earlier, I got a Mona. Interesting. I guess Mona's not a bad Hydra character to use with them. Maybe that would be good, I don't know. Hydra application. No, you need to do that at Dendro. Dendro's the problem now. But that's cool. Back-to-back 5-stars on the standard banner. Just the way I like it. Just the way I like it. Damage bonus? I still don't understand how she works. I don't understand it. I wish I really understood how the fuck she does damage or anything, but the concept evades me, so I've stopped trying to understand. I'll just acknowledge that she's strong and that's about it. That's the most like gameplay she'll get out of me, is just acknowledgement that she's good.
Time to go.
But also, I'm pretty much she's out of the big few characters, out of the big meta characters, she's like the only one that I don't really care to use. Like, I'll use Bennett sometimes if I'm really struggling. Kazuha's there for like the AoE like CC. Mona's just like kind of only damage, so I'm not really too fussed about using her. You know what I mean? I don't really be asked to try to hit billions and trillions of numbers. Not monies, numbers. It's not really my thing. Oh, shit. Alright, there we go. So, now we are sitting at 141. Okay, so we only need to do one more route after this. Because we need 168, so yeah, pretty much next Monday or even this sometimes this week I might do it that myself. And boom, there we got everything that we need for what's her face, because we do have all of the dendro crystals, I believe. I did. Oh no, we don't. I need to go maybe. Actually, no, we'll probably get all of these throughout just farming out the Dendroculus, right? But maybe I should farm up some now. Ooh, maybe I should pre-farm some. Not too sure. Nah. We'll have to kill the Dendroculus at least 25 times. No, 23 times. So, we might get enough. I might pre-farm it here and there, though. Talent books, not today. We need ingenuity. Other than that, what else do we need for her? We need the luminescent pollen. That is the small guys. And you can't really farm this material without kind of like a specific team. So I've kind of gotten acquainted to using my cryo team for specific things like this. Where's my Rosaria?
Make sure to keep up.
I've kind of gotten used to using cryo if I'm farming for the little guys, because it's like one of the only elements that can't really fuck up the contamination or the activation process. Because for some reason, once you activate an enemy, you can't unactivate them. I don't really get what that design choice is.
Transfiguration.
Yeah, you can't unactivate an enemy. And then some of them come pre-activated, which I find very obnoxious. Oh no, they don't. Maybe if they don't set themselves on fire, then it's fine. Interesting.
Time to go.
That one's already activated, so there's no real point. Activated garbage. Come on, man. Come on. Anyway, any other good spots here? I can't remember any. And this is a material that I farm passively through world quests. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Here. Battle Pass is... I'll probably buy the Battle Pass between now and the next stream for Genshin, because I didn't buy the previous one. And I like the Battle Pass. I think it's quite nice. That'll give us a lot more rolls. That will give us 5 plus or 4 plus 680, which is a few, plus the weapon. As for the weapon, what weapon am I building towards in terms of the Battle Pass? Oh, look at this very shit supply of 5-star weapons. Wow, crazy. But I am building, so I've got this one at R2. This weapon is just garbage in general. That's at R5. The black sword is R5. We got the Claymore. Don't really think I'm going to put the Claymore in any character. Honestly, I'm not even fucking buying it for the weapon anymore. Holy shit, I wish I would put something else in there. But I guess I could get the... I'll continue to get the Claymore. It's not a bad Claymore. Anyway. That will happen. And that is good. Might at some point sit down and also try to do a bit of achievement hunting. To get some extra gems if I feel up for it, but who knows. I said Fire to the Rain. Isn't that an Adele song? I'm not too sure, but... I don't think you can set fire to the rain. I think it's literally impossible. Unless it's oil rain. Unless it's oil rain, then you might be able to do it. I'm not sure. Alright, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Genshin is a great game. I'm gonna quickly jump over to my my other account because I just want to end on a specific screen. I want to do a bit of an outro here to a specific screen that I can only really achieve on this account, because this account is near and dear to my heart, but it's the one that I'm going to play a lot less. This account has things that, you know, are unobtainable sometimes with the raw fidelity that I've achieved on this account and the amount that I put in. And I thought I'd end it by putting us on this screen right here, as we gaze in awe of my weapons and pretty much my characters that I have put $0 into this account. But let's end on this screen, right? As we look at all the spears and all the swords, as well as a few claymores here and a few catalysts that are rather good at this game. And guys, thanks for hanging out today. Really appreciate it. This account is busted, and so am I. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow is going to be Honkai with a mixture of Overwatch. We're just going to do our Honkai dailies, Elysian Realm, Abyss, and a few other things. And then we're going to jump into some Overwatch, shoot some enemies, shoot some guys, as well as have a bit of fun. Probably by the next Genshin stream, a lot of this stuff will be maxed out. We're able to get a bit better of a gauge of damage for Nilou, as well as my Ayaka, just as a showcase for my Ayaka's substats. You know, just because I'm flexing right now, why the hell not? 81 or 80 with 215, which is pretty okay. The weapon still needs to go up a bit more, so that 80 will go up to probably, 80, or that'll probably go up to about 80 or 89, 90. So, very overpowered. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Stay safe, drink water, eat food, and catch you guys in the next stream. Bye. Peace out. Bye-bye. Bye. Where's the, I can't find the end stream button. Fuck. Bye.